Gramps. I found a pair of tickets to get into a really exclusive tavern. Maybe we should go check it out. That was where it began. I am Nathaniel Lodi, Kelwar, Umros, Rashik, Tamrin, Elisek, Famris, Zanyar, Orlin, Kazviz, Gadri, Panuzu, Deepback. Or at least, I was. Now, I'm not so sure. This is the story of how my grandfather, two strangers, and myself became something we never thought we would be. Or even could be. How we became more than we were. And, hopefully, how we can become ourselves once again.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Exacted Spirits. I am Morton56, your DM for today. You get to look at my lovely face with that mustache all day because my camera's busted and sucks. But that's okay.
I mean, that's accurate.
And that is not my fun fact for the day. My fun fact for today is that this campaign has gone off the rails. Oh wait, no, that's not a fun fact.
It is a statement of fact.
It's a statement of fact, but it is not fun, so it does not work. Today, the PCs are actually going to interact with a race I'm going to be testing, so this is going to be interesting. They will encounter them literally within about 5 minutes.
What are we testing the race for, if I may ask?
I am testing well, no, not hit points, because that's all about the class. I am testing the feasibility of a homebrew race I took and tweaked.
Okay.
And seeing if it's something that is actually usable or if it's too close to something else.
Fair.
Because if it's too close to something else, there's no point in using it.
I mean, there's still points. I mean, as long as you have
background reason.
Yeah, as long as you have a minor derivation to something, I think it's fine. I mean,
look at all the tiefling sub races.
Yeah, there are no new ideas. There's only 8 plots. We just jostle them around a bit. So I am totally okay personally with something that is 85%, 95% something else, but just feels a little different. And that's okay.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty. So who wants to start the show off with their next? Yeah, who wants to be next when the Price is Right? Otherwise known as fun facts for the day. Was that a hand wave from Soak?
Yeah, sure. I can go ahead. 3 weeks ago, because I think last time we played was 3 weeks ago, I cast my first 5th edition Fireball, and it felt so great.
Hey, that's like a good fun fact.
That is a nice fun fact.
All right. I'm Minor. I am playing Monarch. Well, I don't know exactly what he is. He doesn't know exactly what he is either. A monk.
The peanut butter
my
monk.
fun fact is that if the race changes for Monarch due to cards or Dalton's interference, the voice I use for Monarch will change.
Ooh,
nice.
Yep.
What's the samurai about? That's cool.
So, yeah. Incentive.
I can go next if you want.
Go for it.
Go for it.
All right. Hello, I am Kane Volante on a lot of places and Obsessed Beholder on other places, but today, but I am Brian Heyer, and I am playing Billy Hillbridge, at the moment the magic using goblin. He's some kind of sorcerer, perhaps. But we will find out. And a fun fact about the past Billy. Billy has a... Billy actually did go to school. He has a formal education. He wasn't very good in school. He had trouble concentrating. That is reflective of his former intelligence. Just a little bit strong, but he had good handwriting, and that always served him well. I would say that now with his new intelligence score, he's realizing that it's kind of a freeing experience for him. He's more focused.
It's interesting to see how characters' identities change when their race and class, the fundaments of what they are in the game mechanics alter, and how you have to look at that as a player, right? Like I've done the same thing with Nathan. Like there are things that permanently changed in Nathan's mindset once he became tall. Like he realized that the world is literally different than his former perspective. So yeah, like just this is such a wonderful campaign just because of the weird oddities like that you get to play around with.
It's a fun experience,
Yeah.
to be sure.
I am glad I'm giving you guys a fun experience.
So I am the second class elitist, aka Deuce. I am currently playing the right now Drow, right now Ardalok, Nathaniel, Lodi, Sindri, Kelwar, Omros, Rashik, Tamrin, Elisek, Fenris, Zanizar, Orlin, Kazfiz, Gadri, Panuzu, Deepback. And my fun fact for the day is I just went in and looked up cards, and currently no one has yet found the legendary Dalton card, which can permanently change one of our characters' race and class on a permanent basis, meaning that, you know, it is arguably never going to go back to what it originally was. So no one yet has that card, but there are a bunch of the non-legendary Dalton cards currently in play.
That's a terrifying card.
It is.
I like it.
And Morden also has no control over it. Whoever gets the card can specify race or random and class or random, and can do both or one or whatever. Like they could literally go, yeah, for the rest of forever, Monarch is a kobold barbarian.
That would still be fun.
That would be very fun. But I would
Especially
have to rethink so many things.
I know, right?
That would be fun.
Least of all would be the voice. I already have a voice idea for a kobold.
What are you talking about? Kobolds talk like this, right?
No,
They
that's
kinda
what
do.
meatballs sound like.
Okay.
Meatballs.
Come here, meatwad.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
I wasn't
Super
trying
Teen
for
Hunger
Meatwad.
Force, right?
I don't care if you were trying for meatwad or not. You nailed meatwad.
The best part is this literally isn't actually a voice
It's
changer.
not a voice
This is
mod, no.
literally me doing this myself.
Yeah.
That you can do naturally.
Yeah. You're going to meet someone who talks like that, and you're really going to be pissed off that you're meeting someone who
Are
talks
we
like
going to meet someone that talks like that, or are we going to meatwad someone that talks like that?
that.
I tried so badly to hold in a laugh. I failed. Why did I
No,
laugh?
I heard it coming. I was like, oh, I'm gonna laugh at this.
No.
These are the
All
jokes.
right,
These are the
so-
jokes, folks. They don't get any better.
No.
So,
Save us.
who remembers what happened last session?
All right.
I bought
3
an
weeks ago.
adventure, and it was great.
You did. You bought an adventure with a lot of bags.
We headed back to Dunwick with Krog, David, and Mr. Carty to survey the tower, arriving late into the evening. On the next day, we had Mr. Carty survey the tower. The time and cost of stone to repair the tower would be 2,000 gold pieces over a 12-week period, which includes the cost for labor. There was mention of an apron of holding for Mr. Carty that I believe someone was interested in.
I was very interested in. That's a
We
great magic
decided
item.
to leave Badger with the remaining half of the payment just in case the adventure involving giant humanoids takes longer than expected. We went to Phoebe's garden, saw some of her plants, learned some interesting things that Nathaniel was not there to hear, which may come up later. We saw some dinosaurs in the forest on our way back and had discussion of building houses on their backs. And then we got into a fight between a soldier and like the barracks and a mage academy, which caused a brewery to explode, dealing us a damage. Well, not a ton, but a decent amount of damage, blowing up some ale. And then we waited in the Jade Rabbit until the time of our adventure. We traveled out of the city to the fields where the adventure was to take place and found some hobgoblins and ogres that we kind of sort of annihilated with some Nathaniel based war crimes.
So
Hmm.
bad. Oh.
And then afterwards, we terrorized the local farmers with our appearances, and then left to return to the Adventurers Guild to get back our deposit.
You, in
Oh,
fact, went to the Jade Rabbit first. You took a long rest there, and then went to the, or we're heading to the guild, and then you were going to go to check for traps
mine was my
afterwards.
leave.
It all
section.
works.
I'm more making sure that everybody's aware that they can hit the long rest button if they need to for spells and stuff.
Yay.
Yeah.
And
So I'm not going to call out any names because I don't do that, but there's a couple names on that are currently in the room that I've not seen before. So you know who you are. Thank you for being here, and I hope you enjoy the show.
Alrighty. So you guys come to the Adventure Guild because I forgot to put the R at the end.
So
we're
did
just
I.
gonna stick with it.
It's the Adventure Guild. That's where you buy adventures. It works.
Yeah.
Where you buy adventure?
Yeah, the R fell off of the sign. That's why it's not there anymore.
Yep. It totally makes sense.
It was stolen by a pirate.
I
It was
mean,
stolen
that
by
could
a
happen.
What did I do when I, after the adventure, when you guys went and terrorized the farmers? Because that's probably not something I would do.
We didn't terrorize the farmers in that sense. Literally, it was you came up to the farmers after the fight was over,
Oh,
told them what happened. You guys are none of you look normal. Let's put
Oh.
it that way. And you just scared the crap out of a bunch of people who were not expecting the adventurers to come up to be, you know, a half orc, a hippo thing, a wee little goblin, a plague doctor, and a walking
A
construct.
drow plague doctor. That's double plus on good.
Yeah, I was waiting for Second to say that all of the like every time he did the poison needle cantrips and stuff like that, he was seeing spider legs coming out of his back and just firing the needle.
Oh, that would have been so cool.
Anyway,
And,
Now the
and now
spiders
they
go
must
into the person
yeah.
with the needle.
Now they must decontaminate their fields after all the war crime, Nathaniel.
there is that too.
Burn some sage.
All right. So you guys, I assume you guys were gonna go. You went to the Adventurers Guild first thing in the morning because you guys wanted to get back out to the fields.
See, I'm torn because I want to take offense at these statements, but the problem is they're true?
I mean, you can take offense. You were near one when you were at the farm.
Aha!
This is the night. Tonight's the night.
These
that
are
we
the
bring
jokes,
out
kids.
all
They
the
don't get any
puns.
better.
Nope. No, they don't. You guys come to the Adventurers Guild. As with before, it's not locked. You're able to just walk right in. John Kelvin is sitting in his wheelchair next to the board like he always is, or at least you assume he is. The only thing new in the room is you see a suit of armor. Well, you see two suits of armor on the left-hand side. You see what appears to be chainmail that looks like it's being possibly held up by a rack. Same thing with the ornate plate scale mail. You're not 100% sure what this is.
I don't know, but I'm taking notes.
Next to it, the two pieces of armor are touching each other. And John Kelvin is just kind of like staring at it, waiting while waiting for people to come in.
Should there be 2 armor tokens? Because I'm only seeing 1.
There should only be one because reason.
That's fair. I was just asking for.
And those
know.
were your rolls for the day.
Yes.
Is
Ooh.
this armor like
A
does
lot
it look
of
like
variety,
the-
as you can see.
Yeah, great variety, right?
Yeah.
And what was the question?
Does the armor look like this samurai armor in the corner, or
Yes. The what you see if you remember the hobgoblins from before, the other armor that is there, I'm just gonna actually put a hobgoblin down real quick. 1 second.
Yep.
no problem?
Just gotta remember where I put the gobs. Oh, there they are, under the folder called gobs. And that, close enough. You can kind of see it. It is just basic chainmail. There is no weapons or anything like that on it, and the plate mail does in fact have the large sword that you see and the bow, but they're not on the armor. They are just in the corner next to it.
Okay.
Probably
Probably admiring that.
and but like I said, John is currently basically looking in that direction intently. But as soon as you guys come in, he looks at you guys and says, "Oh, you guys are back. So how did your adventure go?"
Worth every penny.
Oh, good.
Wait.
So does that mean it's you've figured out what the large humanoids were that were in the fields?
We did.
Over
Did you want parts from them? Because we didn't bring back any.
No,
Okay.
I don't really need parts.
Oh, that's good.
All I really need to know is if you saw them and how many there were, so we can figure out what to do next.
Well, there were 3 ogres and 3 hobgoblins. We've dealt with all 6 of them, but there were tracks leading into the forest that we were thinking about following today.
You dealt with them already?
Oh yeah.
Yes? Is that a problem?
No, it's not. I just wasn't expecting you to do that. I was expecting you to find out what they were and just let us know.
I can tell you what they are now. They're dealt with.
They're pretty dead.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
We can go follow the trail and deal with the rest. I just needed to check and see if we had to pay you another 4 gold for the next part of the adventure, or if that was still included.
We can call that included, and here's your 8 gold for the adventure. Because you were supposed to get paid the 4 gold, you're not supposed to pay me the 4 gold.
Well, how does that work?
Because you're not buying an adventure, you're getting paid to go deal with a problem.
What's that armor in
But
the
something
corner?
was weird about that.
Which one?
I point to the one with a face on it.
Oh, right now I believe he rolls over to it and pokes it, and it just kind of swings a little bit on the rack. Right now it's just armor.
What's it going to be later?
Gonna be armor.
I'm intrigued professionally.
So about when you say I am,
Uh-huh.
you see the chainmail disintegrates, and you see the other armor glows for a second and doesn't move or anything, but it's still there.
I am intrigued. Did it just absorb the other armor, making itself more armored?
Not quite. Hey, Mob, you awake yet?
Because if it did, I will keep throwing
Yes,
suits of
Mr.
armor at
Kelvin,
it.
I'm awake.
The armor dogs.
Looking towards the armor, you will notice that glue, that light that came from it, is inside the armor now. It's like you see it behind the mask, but there's no body or anything in it.
Say that for me one more time.
So the glow that you saw go over the armor after the chainmail disappeared, looks like it basically receded inside, and you can see it behind the mask.
Okay.
There's no eyes or anything. There's no technically, if you stuck your hand in there, you wouldn't feel anything, but you can see the light there.
But there's a soft illumination inside the armor.
Correct.
Guys, I'm gonna need a minute. I'll be in my
Is
bunk.
he okay?
I've never really worn armor.
He probably is. I hope he is at least.
I think he's okay, but you should probably watch out.
He is fine. He just needs to take copious notes about what he's seeing.
Yeah.
And I run over to the suit of armor and I say, "Hi, my name's Nathaniel Lodi Keller. We don't have time. I'm an artificer, and I am intricately intrigued in what I'm seeing in front of me. Are you an animated suit of armor? Are you a sentient essence that can possess a suit of armor? Are you a naturally occurring race that doesn't have a material form and instead can inhabit inanimate objects? Are you a person who is permanently invisible and you used a gaseous form to enter your armor because you wanted to show off that badly? I need to understand what's going on."
From all descriptions I have of what I am a animated armor.
That's
I just happen to possess a soul.
That's awesome.
When
How
I
does
leave
that
one
work?
armor and go to the next, the previous armor's destroyed.
That could get expensive. Does that happen if you go through magical suits of armor as well, or have you never tried?
This one is magical?
Was the last one magical?
No.
All right, well, if you leave this one to go to another one, let me know what happens. Because I'm curious. I have so many
Sure.
questions. Would you like to come with us? We have things to do, and we can talk about the nature of your existence while we're on the trip. By the way,
does
if we
one
go
of
to a
those
bar,
little-
don't drink anything, even if you can't. I don't care. Just don't talk to the bartender. It's a bad idea.
He leans to the left a little bit, and like you get the impression he's looking directly at John behind you. And if he could raise an eyebrow, he would, but he doesn't have one. And goes, sir, who are these? They're new adventurers. They just dealt with a bunch of ogres and hobgoblins, apparently. That's nice. So we have ogres and hobgoblins. Yes, apparently. And there's apparently was tracks.
Question for the GM.
Yes.
Does the voice of the armor sound like John Kelvin's voice, or is that just because you're voicing both of them?
Mostly because I'm voicing both of them.
Okay, so it's not supposed to sound like a hollow resonating version of John Kelvin. That's what
Not
I was checking.
yeah, it's not exactly the same.
That's
will-
okay. No, it's fine. I'm still in analytical mode, so I'm just collecting data.
No problem. Yeah, he does not sound exactly like John Kelvin, but with the reverb, his voice is a little bit different. You could say it's similar, but it's not but it's not exactly. It's mostly because I did not get the sound exactly right, and I didn't want to spend 20 minutes trying to fix it.
That's fine.
It's potentially more tinny.
It is potentially the amount of reverb is correct, but the pitch is a little off. It's supposed to technically be a little bit deeper, but I just don't want to mess with that and screw that up, because you play with the knobs a little bit too much, and next thing you know, you can't understand anything I'm saying.
You play with it too much.
And you just wind up here instead by accident.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. Literally, I've gotten to the point where I actually have more presets than I have buttons at this point. So I guess I got to plug
I
mystery
know,
back in.
right? Like you got to alternate them now.
Yep. But anyway, so Mr. Kelvin, I assume then that you're going to ask me to go deal with them. Yeah, I was, and then they dealt with the problem. So, I'll probably still ask you to go help deal with the next problem because apparently there were Strax and it was
Yeah.
coming from somewhere else.
Yeah. Deal with the problem. Come with us. Come.
What other problem do we have?
Oh, wherever the tracks go,
sure.
there might be more of them. And besides, I want more time examining this armor.
Okay, well,
This is
We just want to make
rather
sure that we're
disturbing.
doing a complete and
the
proper
job isn't done. We must continue with it, I suppose.
Indeed.
I mean, technically, your job was only to find the problem, not even to deal with the first set of the problem.
Oh, well, I didn't really listen to the briefing. I just followed Nathan.
We found
to
it.
the
We most
field.
definitely found it.
Yep, you most
Well-
definitely did.
We found
For,
it, and then it attacked us, and then we engaged in aggressive self-defense.
Oh, that was self-defense? I was
It-
actually just defending the farm.
I mean,
I mean,
that works too.
Sounds like self-defense to me.
More
Anybody
importantly,
asking
we did
self-defense.
not do anything wrong, and there were certainly not war crimes involved. I'm like lifting up the gauntlet of the armor and like checking articulations. And...
Point
Please
is,
don't do that.
we are
Okay, I won't. I
for
keep
our
doing it.
own- For our own purposes, we are interested in exploring as much as we can, and this following the tracks would be beneficial to us as well as potentially beneficial to you by making sure that there are no more of these creatures that might come investigating where their missing compeers went.
You see, John looks to you and nods and goes, I mean, if you guys can track down the source of this problem and see if there's a nest anywhere, that would be good for us because hobgoblins and ogres don't normally work together, at least not equals.
Yeah, that was kind
Normally-
of weird.
Normally, it's ogres bashing the hobgoblins around, or a large group of hobgoblins have taken control of a small group of ogres. They're not normally equal.
Well, they're equally dead.
Well, that's a good thing, isn't it?
Well, then my question is, what are we waiting for? We should be getting out there and tracking them down.
I figured you
Currently,
were
we're
waiting to
for
get paid.
Nathaniel to stop drooling.
Pay?
That's
can
going
you-
to take
can
too
you-
long. I can drool on the way.
I'll leave that payment to Nathan's. I just want to help people.
He had handed the 8 gold purse to whoever was the first person to take it.
Nathaniel.
So Nathaniel.
And in addition, you're sending our. I'm sorry. Turn to the animated armor. May I ask your name?
Mob.
Mob. You're
Is that
sending
MOB or MAWB?
MOB.
Okay.
But you're sending Mob with us to verify what we're actually doing, so that they can bring back a
You
report to
could
you as well.
say that. It's also an insurance party. It's also insurance to make sure that the job gets done without, too many casualties. Mob's pretty
And
good
that-
at what he does.
For
That is
clarity,
greatly
are you
appreciated.
concerned about casualties on our end or casualties on their end?
I'm concerned about casualties on your end, in turn meeting casualties coming to the town.
Oh.
'Cause
Okay,
if
yeah,
they
I
follow-
wouldn't worry about that.
If they follow you back for one reason or another, I'd rather Mob have some information for me, or potentially deal with.
We don't want to kick a hornet's nest without insurance.
I walk over to Monarch and I kind of like I whisper into his ear.
You're gonna have
He's-
to. I'm gonna have to lean down
Yeah.
for that.
He's afraid there's going to be some left to come to town.
It makes sense.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't either, but we can appreciate his insurance and desire to keep the town safe.
I agree. They are admirable. Still looking over the armor. We should go.
Indeed.
Alrighty then.
Well, Thank
So-
you. Thank you.
All right. That's more than a minute of investigation. Do I learn anything unusual about this suit of armor?
You learn that this is a extremely well crafted piece of armor.
Okay.
It would be considered masterclass, mastercrafted if it wasn't already magical. Assuming you're taking John's word at face value. As for the metal, you're not exactly sure, but that's more because a lot of it is painted,
That's
Over.
fair.
so you're not getting to see it in its process / raw state. You're seeing it slightly altered.
I'm just saying the enameled versions.
Basically, yes. You are familiar that there are some wood pieces in there. But like when you looked at when you went around the visor and you looked inside, it outside of that slight glow, it looks completely hollow. But like you picking up the gauntlet, moving it around, it feels like somebody's in there. But you don't see anybody in there when you look through the visor.
So, like when I poke at the sleeve, I feel resistance as if the armor is inhabited.
Correct. You feel resistance as
Okay.
if the armor is inhabited, but you do not actually see anything in there. It's almost like there's an invisible person in there, but you don't see anything. If you were brazen enough to actually stick your hand in there, Mob does not actually say anything, but you would get a grunt of discomfort for the moment or two you probably do that, and if you do it for more than a moment, you would have grabbed your hand. But you do not feel anything in there either.
It's Al from Fullmetal Alchemist.
I'm going to put my hand on Nathaniel's shoulder and just say, I understand your curiosity, but we do also have to respect them as an individual.
I respect him as an individual. That's why I'm trying to learn more about him.
Mob, if anything that this one does makes you uncomfortable, feel free to speak up. They are inquisitive, but also will respect your boundaries.
Yeah, like I'm
Trust
actually.
me when I tell you that he has done nothing worse than the college. Or
That's
Gunner
probably true.
University.
Yeah, like I'm never going to actually like put my hand like in the eye holes or anything. Like especially once I feel resistance in the sleeve. Like I'm just like I think in Nathan's head, even though he can't see someone in the armor, he knows there's a someone or something in the armor. He's just confused by the nature of how this is happening.
Just wait until the first time you rest.
Oh no!
So, is the fact that we actually killed the raiders, does that mean we get more pay, or?
We got the pay
John
of the
looks
job
to-
plus the payments that Nathaniel put down for it. So we already technically got twice what the job
Okay.
offered.
That's fair.
If we
Yeah.
do any additional work, we may get paid for our services retroactively.
We will never tell you can't take spoils from your kills, but that was not part of the contract, and the guild is not the one technically paying you.
That is
Yep.
also fair.
We are merely making it so that people can give others the option to do work.
Yes, they
And
are a
hope that they do
facilitator.
occur.
That's fair.
Exactly.
Okay.
Now, there are some cases where you will get extra pay, but that's one of those things where we'll talk about it when this situation is worse than we believe, far worse than we believe.
I out of game. I am being very good and resisting the urge to click into Mob's character card to look at it because as a GM, as an assistant GM, I have the capability to do so, and it's killing me to not look at what this thing is that you've built, but I'm not. I'm being
Going
good.
to find out eventually.
Willpower right there.
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Roll wisdom
No.
In real
No,
life.
that's Nathan's shtick. No, thank you. I'm good.
I will go up and offer a hand to shake Bob's, and just say, as one individual who stands out in a crowd to another, it's a pleasure to meet you. You may call me Monarch.
By the way, Mob, do you know what race Monarch is?
Yes, yes. What is he?
I am not sure.
No one else says either. Don't feel bad.
My understanding is that he is a race that looks like he could be cooked.
I mean, I would argue that's most races.
What now?
True, but not mine.
True. This got dark all of a sudden. Let's go.
I'm putting down I am a potential hippo steak on my notes.
I would like rice with a side of hippo flank. All right. So now that now that you guys have collected mob, I'm sorry, I forgot to hit the button again. Now that you guys have collected mob, you are heading back to the field. The ogres are still there, but the hobgoblins are not. You do see all the weapons have been removed.
Okay.
You see that the hobgoblins. You see that there are a couple of new holes kind of off to the side further out. You can make a reasonable assumption that the only reason the ogres didn't make it into the ditch is because they couldn't move them to the ditch.
That's fair.
Yeah, pretty heavy.
Because being as big as they are and them's not being gifts, they're not that terribly strong. Will do second when I'll get everything written down for the changes.
No. That wasn't to you. That was to Minor.
Gotcha. Anybody who's attempting to find the trail from yesterday, please give me a survival check.
Survival coming up.
Not very good at that right now. So
Remember, you guys can also aid someone else.
I'm going to aid someone else because this is the untrained wisdom skill. So I am, in fact, going to pick
Who you're going to pick to get disadvantage?
I'm going to pick Sokaran, and I'm going to start pointing things out to Sokaran so that Sokaran hopefully gets advantage on the roll because it's going to be more than I can contribute.
We should help Monarch.
Okay, I go and help Monarch instead. This is where everyone says I should help someone else, and then we all know that we're fucked.
I think I used to be good at this, so I think he goes into. Oh no, actually, he is trained in this.
There you go.
He's not very good at it.
You are trained, yes.
I am not. I start pointing out. Ooh! I use little tiny spider-like lights to start illuminating footprints that I'm seeing in the trail to make it easier for Monarch to find the path. There's my help.
Okay.
There's my help that makes the GM feel creepy and icky inside.
Billy got a 21.
Yep. I saw Billy's roll. Is Monarch also going to roll?
I cut out a little bit, so what would I be rolling?
You I was saying if you wanted to roll a survival check for the tracking, right now you would have advantage from Nathan helping you with that roll if you decide to try.
I don't have proficiency in survival, but I can if you want me to.
Go for it.
You can still roll even without the proficiency.
It'll still be better than me.
It's an 18.
You and Billy walk through the path. Everybody's kind of watching them doing the 1-2 step around where everybody was fighting, kind of following the footprints. until it gets to the point where they get to the spot where the fight actually started and everybody was spread out. They follow the path back to the north.
Wish.
To the northeast.
Northeast. This
Yep,
track
I'm
goes
gonna-
this way.
Okay.
Looks like
Just
it
gonna
came.
bring
I
you
can
back
try
to
to
here.
verify that, so I'm going to ritually cast Augury.
All right. That is actually a spell that I completely forget how it works. So please remind me.
Okay, so by casting Gem Inlaid Stick, rolling Dragon Bones, laying out Hornet cards, or employing some other divination tools, you receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about the result of a specific course of action that you may plan to take within the next 30 minutes. The DM choose from the following possible omen. Well for good result, who for bad result, well and who for both good and bad result, and nothing for results that aren't especially good or bad. The spell doesn't take into account any possible circumstance that might change the outcome, such as casting of additional spells or the loss or gain of a companion.
Okay. So, what are you using for this? You using
Basically,
bone?
I think I'm going to use my drum. Actually, I'm going to use my drum and do some kind of divination song.
Okay. So
And
while you're drumming out your song for this, you miss a note. Like you go to strike the drum, and instead of striking it where you meant to and near the center, you end up striking it off to the side.
That's a bad sign.
that's a bad omen. So something bad is going to happen if we go that way, which means it's probably the right direction.
I believe this is the proper way we should go. Then.
I'm all for bad
Or
things
did my
happening.
voice just get deeper?
Your voice
Sure.
did.
We're better suited to deal with it than the general people, so we may as well see what we can do.
The direction that you guys are heading, you note that it starts to intersect with the road, and starts heading north. So you are actually following the road for a while.
Looks like they
About-
went through the trees.
They went through. They they went through the trees here and then started heading north on the road here.
Came through cover of dark. Okay.
As you're traveling, the road starts to go from cobblestone to dirt. It is still traveled, and you still see you start seeing like the grooves that you would see from hoof prints and from cart tracks coming to town from these. You travel for probably about 20 to 30 minutes. While you are traveling that way, you see that the forest is getting the forest has gotten a bit thicker, but you are seeing like areas where people stop. Like you're seeing like old remnants of like where campfires were, stuff like that, where like they're right near the road with like potential hopes for protection by either from the town guard that probably travels this far, because it's you're not far from the town yet.
Right. Little company.
But you're also like with some of these areas, the reason for it being so close is just because now that it's become dirt, it's a lot harder to travel, especially if it becomes darker with the carts. They're more likely to cause issues with the wheel slipping and such. So you travel for say about another half hour to an hour, and you come to a campsite. But the first thing that you guys see at this campsite, and let me just get him because he's not here.
While we're moving, I'm going to go ahead and prepare the as we keep going, I'm gonna keep using shape water to make the arrows of ice.
Okay.
And when we are
Maintain that.
shortly before I even have a comms type, I'm going to cast Mage Armor.
And I'll have my crossbow ready. What is? No, I should probably put that out here.
All right. So none of that stuff stuck to mob. Good to know. All right. But hopefully it does this time.
So neither
You-
of my infusions are active at the moment, are they?
No, not that you got a bag of holding already. You got one as a actual item,
Right.
and your other thing was the magic bow, which you actually got a bow before, Grandpa decided he needed to take a nap.
Right. Yeah, so like I'm down to
So, yeah.
not and also my homunculus is not currently formed because I just didn't do it after the long rest. So
If you want to have the homunculus, you can. You would have done it if that was your intention.
you know what? I think that's fair because even if I haven't thought of anything else to do yet, I would bring out my little buddy. So let's go into Clockwork Nightmares.
That's the file name.
Yes,
That is actually
in
the
fact
file
the
name.
file name.
For all of my drow-based artificer devices.
That's fair. Morton, how do you feel about this?
He hates it.
About the clockwork nightmares that he's throwing at me? Absolutely, I despise them.
He really does.
I absolutely love the fact that he called them clockwork nightmares because it tells me do not open this folder.
I
mean,
have
If you
better
can see
ones
me
planned.
right now, I'm shaking my head up and down, going yup, yup, yup.
It's really, really unfortunate that he rolled Artificer and Drow.
Yup.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that someone, in fact, decided to change someone into an artificer drow,
Yup.
and then he happened to be the one who rolled it.
Yup.
Because that's actually how I did the first group. The first group was everybody picked the race in a class, and then I randomly rolled to see who got it.
Huh.
Yeah, everybody, you guys basically did the same thing, but it was a little bit simpler because there was less people to do it. Because it was really just flipping a coin.
All right, we see this camp.
Congratulations, you
Anyone
played
moving?
yourself.
Do we see any life signs?
So you do not with what's everybody's passive perception? Let's start there actually.
Oh, terrible. I'd have to probably be in front of it to see it.
11.
14, but technically I have disadvantage during the day, but I don't think that affects passive, but I also feel like it
doesn't.
should, so just use whatever you want.
It will just say it's a 14 because technically you're right. It should affect it, but it doesn't. But at the same time, I'm not going to worry about it.
I have a passive
Wait,
perception of
I
13.
always play where it gives you a -5. But
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah, it's okay. It wasn't high enough to.
It wasn't high enough to
Spot
pass
anything.
anyway, so it doesn't matter.
So I didn't think I heard anybody was over a 15, correct?
Yeah.
All right.
Correct.
So from here, you guys do not see anything. Well, you see lots of things out of the ordinary, but you do not see anything hostile. You don't see, ogre hiding behind the cart or anything like that. You see a smashed cart with some smashed crates and such around it. The campfire has been scattered. It was clearly burning when it got scattered because you do see some of the embers were kicked out towards the green tent to the north here. One thing you do note is that there are still what appears to be bags around the camp It does not look like they were opened from where you're at. Billy, can you roll me a perception check? Because I assume you're walking forward and looking.
Yeah, he thinks that they're good. He's pretty confident that there's no one there. It's an abandoned camp. Sure, I'll make it a perception check for you. I probably would see Monarch, or I probably would see shoot, my brain. I can't remember everyone's
Mob?
name. Our other magical friend cast Mage Armor, and I would ask him.
Sokrin.
Sokarun. Yep.
Sokrin.
Sigarath, yeah. So, thank you. Sigarath, I would probably say, hey Sigarath, can you you have that magical armor. Do you mind casting it on me too? I don't have that ability.
Sure.
You don't have to, but
Sure. No problem. I extend my hand. I have a look in my book. I speak the word of power. And a glowing armor appear around you.
thank you. Appreciate it. And yeah, perception check, correct.
Correct. Perception check. Yeah,
That's
just
okay.
if I am attacking either of you, just remind me what you are with Mage Armor.
Okay.
Billy does not see anything other than what I've already stated.
Yep.
Neither did Mob.
I updated my character sheet to add spell armor.
Oop. Yep.
Armor on it. It should be accurate.
Yep. Awesome. Is anybody else moving forward, or is it just Billy?
I'm moving forward. I'm the kind of like in tracking mode, and I still kind of have that residual like invincibility that Billy believes he is. Yeah. Nothing here. It's just an abandoned camp.
Stop for moving for a second. For me
Sorry.
a second.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I'm just going to roll some stuff real quick.
Okay.
One moment, please.
Woo! Shoot me.
As we all leave Sokaran in the dust. Hi, Random Graham.
I wanted
assume-
to catch up, but I cannot move anymore.
I'll move you up there. You're fine. I'm not. Yeah, I am not asking you guys to roll initiative yet. I am merely checking something.
No problem.
I mean, I'm not saying there's going to be a fight.
I'm not saying it's gonna be a fight.
I'm not saying there's 3 people that I just rolled 4 people I just rolled initiative for. Just saying I'm throwing 5 d20s for no apparent reason. 6 d20s for no apparent reason. That's enough d20s.
Oh, great. I've walked into it now.
Alrighty. So everyone hears something in the woods to your northwest, up this direction. It sounds like a twig snapping or something similar to that. You do hear something. It sounds like someone in armor falling. You hear the chainmail clink to the ground, followed by the hoof of someone actually hitting the ground when they did not mean to.
Okay, hold on. At that point, Nathan's going to say, guys, do you know what that means? They also have a suit of armor that just absorbed another suit of armor.
State your business, I call out.
And
Have my
everyone's going to
crossbow.
roll an initiative.
And now we roll initiatives. Yay!
Woohoo!
I've changed up how my dice look.
I am mighty bad.
Just realized how similar my dice
Oh no!
to the other dice.
Oh, at least I am
A
not
lot of
dead
that one
last.
today.
Nope. In fact,
Oh.
you are in front one of the hobs.
I'm just
Does he
putting
get
the
his own?
No, I'm
Uh.
just going to tag him right below me by 100th of a point, just so that I remember to use him. Basically,
Right. Okay, that was actually why I was asking because
Yeah.
I thought he was on the moved on the directly after you.
Yeah, so I'm putting him at a 313, just so that I know,
Mhm.
right? Like that's it. Otherwise,
Yep.
I'll forget.
No problem. So Billy yells, state your business into the woods in the general direction of where he heard the fall. The
I'm sorry. Whoops. It was over here, correct?
Yes, it was in that direction. I am actually if anybody can actually see him, I am marking the one that fell prone because he is. The first thing you hear is a hobgoblin from further to the north yell, "Get 'em, boys!"
Oh, we got one different one up there.
And
My money's on he's the leader because he has a different model.
maybe, just maybe.
Everyone focus him.
Since Billy is out in front, Billy is the current target.
Yay!
Billy is the guy falling ruined the surprise round.
Good
If
for
the-
him.
So they are not going to have advantage because you are absolutely sure that you're being shot at. And I
Right.
have no idea why that did not target, and that kind of
Can
is
I go
annoying.
ahead and silvery barbs that though?
You're aware of it, and as far as I'm aware, that is something that you can do.
What's the
Oh, is
range
it?
on it?
It's third level?
It's
No,
a first
it's
level
just first
spell.
level.
It's a first level. It is a first level spell, but I believe
It's because
or-
the files here were carried over from my game, and in my game I made Silvery Barbs a third level spell because it f***ing should be because it's that good.
Should be. Yeah, I agree
So
with that.
I will. It's Morden's call. He can either decide that it should still be third here, or he can default it to first, make it second, whatever he wants. But we'll change the file accordingly.
For right now, let's leave it as first because that's what you thought it was, and I will make a decision before the end of this session.
That's
So-
I don't
reasonable.
mind if it's third, honestly. So whatever you
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we can all agree that it is. It's kind of on par with a third level spell when used in this specific instance. So that's why we did that in the other game.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty beefy for a first.
Yeah, maybe second, but yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
All right. So basically, it's giving me disadvantage if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, just
So I'm just going to
reroll
roll
that.
again and see what it comes up with.
I've actually
Roll
got a
with the
decent
lower.
DC
No,
right now.
what Silvery Barbs does is even if you had advantage, you no longer have advantage and now have disadvantage. And that's the only way to go all the way from advantage to disadvantage in the entire game.
Yeah.
Both rolls end up being a 19. What is your
Dang.
AC?
It's still 15, so he still hits me. That sucks, but at least I can give someone else advantage, right?
Right.
And then let's see.
Does 8 points of damage, which it tracked. Nice.
Was he 60 feet away from me?
Yes, he was 50 away from you.
Okay, that's good because I didn't even
Yeah,
realize.
I didn't think you were out. I don't think anybody was outside of 60 feet. You would have had to been on the road.
Okay, and then I think Silvery Barbs. Do I choose it now or
I believe you choose when you cast the spell.
you can choose? You choose the creature has advantage on the next attack roll ability check. I'll give. I'm gonna give Monarch the advantage.
Oh, right.
Okay. Ooh, wait a minute. I forgot the roll for mob.
Yeah, I'll just say, "Oh, take cover, Monarch." And I still get hit. Oof. Okay.
Not bad. All right. So that was the first hobgoblin. The second hobgoblin is also going to shoot at Billy, because like I said, Billy's up front. And
F's in
Billy
chat
looks
for
like
Billy.
he's Jesus, my dice really like 16s.
Yeah, those are really
Either that
good
or your dice
right
really
now.
hate Billy.
That is also possible. So Billy has been struck by two arrows from longbows.
Yeah, they just kind of hit the armor and go. "Oh."
Gonna have a bruise in the
And
morning. Oh, bruise in the morning.
the next in the list is Monarch. What is Monarch going to do?
Alright. I believe that I'm going to use a key point to use Step of the Wind so that I can dash. And then I am going to move 40 feet this way. And then 5. Do second diagonals count as 15 points?
No, they're just diagonal 5s. It's fine.
Alright, so I'm just going to run up to this person and punch them in the
Yep.
face.
Yeah, I just counted as exactly the way you were measuring it, but that number said was fine.
Alright. I'm going to make a unarmed strike. So that is a advantage on the hit. 22.
What did you get the advantage from?
From Silvery Bobs.
Right.
So
I'm
does a 20
scatterbrained, and yes, you do hit.
22, 21.
That is 9 points of bludgeoning damage. And then I'm going to swing again. This time
Mhm.
normal.
It
Natural
doesn't
So how do you kill
matter if it's normal or not when you roll a 20.
Alright, critical hit is 9 points of damage again. So
It's okay.
total of 18 points.
So how do you kill him?
Basically, with my first strike, I knock his sword to the side by punching him in the upper arm, and then the second strike is an uppercut that knocks his head off.
With a crit, I'll give it to him. Next is Hobby the Goblin who hobbled, unless you have more to do.
Yeah, I have a little more movement, so I'm just going to go over to him, and then I'm going to burn another... Oh wait, no, I can't burn another key point. So I'm just going to stand over him and say, well, this is a predicament. And that's my turn.
Yep, and it's Hobby the Hobble's turn here. He's going to stand up, draw his longsword, and take a swipe at you. Because you are right in his face, and he does not like this. He is not using his shield currently. So he's holding the longsword in two hands. And he misses.
Two-hand longsword.
So he was just a wee bit scared of you punching his friend's head off, and then also you running on top of him in the same action. So
I mean, that's pretty reasonable.
We'll say that's why he missed. Next is Mob.
Go for
Mob.
it, Mob.
Mob is going to move
Mob Psycho.
right up to the person here. And that is actually going to be his move and his action because he's running.
Fair enough.
Next is Sokaron.
Okay. Forward a bit.
By the way, if that was not where you wanted to be standing, you can move your person because I just moved you forward because I figured you were moving forward at the same pace as Nathan had been.
Perfect range. Oh.
Grease.
Grease. It's about to get
Nice.
slippery.
That's a bit slippery.
Now that's fighting dirty.
Yep.
Aw.
And they both fail. Because,
Nice.
hey, beautiful thing about the way this is set up right now, it automatically rolls those for me.
Yay for automated systems.
Yeah, I just wish they rolled a little better.
I'm okay with it.
All right. Is there anything else?
I'm going to take cover behind that tree. I think.
Okay. Yeah, you'll get cover from ranged attacks around the tree.
Exactly.
All right, time for boss man.
All right. So the hobgoblin captain is going to stand and take a step forward, and that is all of his movement. And he is going to throw one of the 2 javelins that he has at Mob, because Mob is close.
And that'll hit. That
he'll-
hits.
That'll hit. Damage. Damage
We
sucks.
Minimum damage. We like.
Yep.
Could have cast the fireball, but I guess it's better for the forest that I don't.
Probably.
I mean, it's not our forest. We don't have a druid with us.
Not anymore. He's currently
Never.
taking a nap.
But that's
All
a druid.
right.
Yeah, but Grandpa's a druid that would appreciate a good fireball. I have it on
Yeah.
good. I have it on good authority.
Yeah. Absolutely. So next is Billy. What is Billy doing?
Oh, well. I see the grease wash over those guys. I'm gonna go ahead and 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to go ahead and right there. I'm going to cast. I'm gonna take out the wand. I'm going to and it's kind of styled like a pistol almost. I'm gonna I'll pull it out, shoulder my crossbow, and I'm just gonna go. Good setups. Good setup. Sikarak. And I'll go ahead and use Scorching Ray, and I would like to target just the. If I target him who's fallen prone, would it ignite, or do I have to target the area? Would it?
You can target him to ignite that. Yes, you're just at a disadvantage on the attack roll because he's prone.
Because he's prone. Okay, I'll fire one shot at him. Maybe it'll strike. Maybe actually, if I just strike at the stuff and just ignite it, would it burst it? Would it be easier to ignite?
I mean, if you're just trying to hit within the area where the grease is, yeah, you'd be able to do that pretty easily. The grease is flammable. If I remember correctly, it'll do like D6 fire damage to him.
Okay.
Not specified in the spell, but
It is not specified in the spell. You are correct. That's why I would hesitate slightly, because it's you're literally covering someone in something that is flammable, so you're just not going to take a lot of damage from it. It's not like web where you're completely covered stuff.
Yeah, it's not web. Okay, so instead of that, I'll go ahead and try to hit him. Might not hit, but I'm going to target this guy with the other 2 shots.
Okay.
And see if I can do that. All right, so
you get only
so I'll
one ray with
target-
scorching. You get only one shot with scorching ray.
Let me go ahead and target that guy. Target that. Oh, I can only target one at a time. Okay.
You have only one shot with scorching ray. It's not like Eldritch Blast.
Scorching ray is 3 rays.
Scorching ray, yeah, scorching ray.
I'll go ahead and cast it at
Yeah.
a higher level, actually. So.
I got it mixed up with Firebolt.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, not a problem. And
So
actually,
you're
I'll
going to cast it at 3rd level for the make it 4.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and fire 3 of them at the big guy. Normal. Okay.
Yep.
So
You hit the captain.
Okay, I hit the captain with that one. So normal damage. Do I just roll normal? Okay, yeah, normal. Oh, that's sad. And then, oh, what the heck? I wasn't able to do it twice.
Just roll your attack again for me. Just roll d20 and add in the +8 to it, because that's
Got it. No, another hit. That'll probably hit.
Yep.
There you go.
it's still tracking too, which is beautiful.
Sweet. And one more. Oops. No, this is much easier. Oh,
Oof.
So close to a crit.
yeah, I know, right?
Lit
All right.
him up.
6
Yep.
damage.
He is not bloodied, but he is hurt.
And then I fire one shot. I'm gonna go ahead and use the Tides of Luck, which is the Tides of Chaos. And I'll go ahead and cancel the disadvantage.
Nice.
So I will move my target to this man.
Doesn't that provoke a magic surge?
Nope, not yet. It's probably my next casting, if you want to. It's your choice, actually.
Yeah, I know, it's a
The
joke.
choice is always yes.
Which is always yes, yeah.
Right. I mean, who doesn't want
So
a
I'll make
wild
that
magic
normal.
surge?
Oh, that
Aw.
probably misses.
You miss the ray at him, probably because he was on the ground, or maybe because like he tried to get himself up, so he was a little bit higher. Ended up going over his head and landing further back,
I probably hit this bush.
but it does not light the grease on fire,
I
unfortunately.
missed, and I'm gonna go ahead and I think I'm just going to go ahead and train. And there's like a focus really quick, and there's like a pulse of energy down the arm. As a magical tattoo shines underneath the suit, and I'm going to go ahead and quicken spell a firebolt at the same guy.
Okay.
Now this is at disadvantage, unless
Correct, unless you have a wave of
I can't do it.
removing it.
I wish I could do it. I wish I could magic surge with cantrips, but I can't.
I
Oh,
mean,
man.
to
Wow.
be fair, it didn't matter. You lowered your 2 to a 1.
Yeah. So there you go. Well, what happens? Actually, does something bad happen from that one, or nah?
Let's see here. Let's find out.
100.
Yep. There's actually a table here. I'm trying to figure out how to make it roll. One second.
Absolutely. So, and then this big old firebolt comes out.
So you see him go to cast the flame bolt. The flame bolt absolutely goes in the wrong direction. It goes flying pretty much like about 20 feet over his head.
Mm-hmm.
When the flame bolt gets over his head, you see about a 10-foot diameter fireball just sitting there over top of the hobgoblin's head. And that's all you see. It's just sitting there, not doing anything else.
All right. Interesting. And then for the rest of my movement, I'll go ahead and take cover inside this debris and tent.
As random magic crap happens.
Random
just go.
magic crap.
And I just go, whoa! I did my best.
What's your spell DC, Billy?
I believe it's 16. Let me look.
Was that a delayed blast fireball?
16,
Nope.
yeah. My DC is 16.
Okay. No, it was not a delayed blast fireball.
Amazing.
But I will absolutely tell you that the hobgoblin under it is absolutely believing that he is not moving. He is sitting there staring at that fireball, going, "Oh God, I'm about to die."
Well, he's not wrong.
Nobody else is nearby enough to it for them to truly care.
Yep.
After Billy is Nathan.
All right. So the first thing Nathan's going to do, this is going to get complex. I'm going to move 30 feet to this square. I'm going to use my action to create an Eldritch Protector. But it's going to be, I'm going to make the tiny version, not the small version. So it in fact is just going to be like a spider-like tentacled backpack that is on the back of the robes and is projecting a field, for which on my bonus action, the Eldritch Protector will activate, and that will give Billy and Sokaran a palsy 4 temporary hit points.
I'll take it.
So that was
And
my
yourself, I
move.
get-
My move, my action, my bonus action, and then Harold, the Clockwork Homunculus, is going to fly 30 feet. Wrong marker. He will be in cover behind the tree stump. Because, I mean, let's face it, he can be in cover behind anything. And he will fire a 4 strike at Headman in charge.
Okay.
I like your animated fireball, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
We need more animated tokens. I approve.
Ooh, fancy.
He misses.
He misses. And that's everything for our turn.
And the last one on the list is going to be the hobgoblin that Mob ran up to. He is going to swing. When he swings, he's using his shield and his longsword. You hear does anyone here other than Billy speak Goblin? Because I know Billy speaks Goblin.
Do I speak Goblin? I don't think I do actually, because
You should, because you should have the language of the race you are.
Oh,
That is
okay.
one of the things that happens with the magic.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you never lose your starting languages, and you gain whatever language is native to the race that you are.
Okay.
Correct.
If it's not already on your list.
Oh, we don't lose our starting languages.
Yeah, so you don't lose the languages you had before you were changed. Now, I tried to add those in there, but I may have forgot to on some of you.
It doesn't
But,
always work.
Yeah, because it doesn't always transfer.
Mhm.
But you gain whatever the native language is of whoever you become. So if Monarch became a goblin for some reason, he would have Goblin as a language.
Well, gift just get one additional language, and I'm fine with that being Draconic, but let me just make sure that I have the languages from what it was before.
You hear the goblin captain yell to the hobgoblin that is fighting Mob, yells at him to strike at the joints, they're weakest. And he uses his leadership ability, which allows him to get a d4 on his attack roll.
Which he didn't need because he rolled a 20.
I know, right?
Your dice hate us tonight.
Yikes. Now they just hate mob.
And Billy.
It seems to be a recurring thing with the tanking NPC in this campaign.
I mean, that is true. Morden does brutalize walk along NPCs. Like he beats up ally NPCs the way Spinal Tap goes through drummers.
Yeah. It's okay. See, the problem is that, now that this guy actually struck him, Mob is not exactly happy. So when it comes down to Mob's turn, Mob's going to be doing Mob things.
Also, if we ever do an all bards campaign, I demand that the NPC that the drummer be an NPC and he dies every single session, and we need to replace him with a new one.
We're just going to have to go through red shirts, huh?
Yep.
All right.
Blood.
So, actually, wait. Does that work here too? Okay. No, it's only if you're within 5 feet of another hobgoblin. Got it. All right. So that is the end of round 1. We go back to the top of the turn, which is the hobgoblin that fired the first shot at Billy. He is going to run to here to get advantage on his attacks against Mob.
Stop
I smell
beating
blood.
up my friend, the animated suit of armor.
I smell blood.
No, you don't. You're attacking a suit of armor. You smell machine oil. Will you stop rolling 20s? My God, man.
Oh, poor mob.
I love it.
And because of martial advantage, they get an extra 2d6 to their damage.
Oh.
20 damage. Oh my god.
Mob is not bloodied. I don't even have to look at his card to know that he's not bloodied yet.
Oh, what?
And he's going to take his great sword and do the spinning helicopter move.
Alrighty. So that is that hobgoblin's turn. Hobgoblin, who is under the fireball, is so terrified that his turn is over because he assumed he was dead already, so he doesn't know what to do. So yeah, that's a thing. And Monarch, it's your turn.
All right, I'm going to go with the old classic of punching them in the face.
No, I did not turn the difficulty up to 11. That's what happens when they get to the cave.
But also,
Wonder?
great Spinal Tap
That's-
reference.
That's a 15 to hit.
That will miss.
I will miss. Okay.
To clarify, every goblin here except for the leader is wearing chainmail. The one you are fighting does have a shield, but is holding the longsword in 2 hands, so he does not have the full armor from that.
So he still has at least 16 AC even without the shield.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys have fought them and saw them before, so you are familiar that all of these guys are wearing at least the chainmail
Let's see the chat.
of a 16.
Nope.
So a 4
Nope.
won't cut it, is what you're saying.
Nope.
All right.
Even if
Well-
that 4 still turns into a 12.
That is disappointing, but I am going to 5, 10, 15 maneuver my way over here and then spend a key point to take patient defense. So I'm taking the dodge action or a dodge
Okay.
bonus action, and that is my turn.
Alrighty. After Monarch is the guy you just tried to punch. So he's going to turn to you and take a swing.
Advantage.
His dice are D2 crit and not crit. I mean, yeah. And the only reason he has a D2 is he borrowed it from Gray.
What the hell?
He misses Monarch
He's so
with his only swing that he gets. So there you go, Monarch. You dodgy
You dodgy
wall
bastard.
meat I don't know what to call you because you're huge.
Well, we don't know what to call
But you
him
know,
because he's a hippo race
he's-
that we can't identify.
Like
Slaps him down. Slaps
he's
it away.
if I remember correctly, you're the drunken fist style, so it's just like oops,
Drunken hippo.
just looking drunk and dodging like
To clarify for you, Monarch, the thing in your pocket that you're not sure what it is, but you're sure you know how to use it anyway, does count as a monk weapon for you.
Yes, I'm aware of that.
All right, I wanted to make sure because I couldn't remember if I had actually told you that or not. So yeah, it's Mob's turn. Mob is just ever so slightly pissed.
Get him, Mob.
He has a great sword. Jesus.
Yes, he
And it's
his-
a katana, so it is a great sword.
he is carrying an Odachi. His great
Oh,
sword
even
is in
better.
fact
It's the undominable Odachi.
twice to almost 3 times the size of Billy in his current form.
Amazing.
It's so
It's-
beautiful. It's so beautiful.
Oh my god, he has the
He-
undominable Udachi.
Yes, he does. He in fact is wearing the whole Indomitable set with a what is it called? The Yumi bow,
Hmm.
Oh,
because
man,
he in fact does have a long bow.
I love it.
He takes a swing at the guy in front of him.
So he's in fact carrying an improved Daikyu, and he crits. Wow.
All
Hey,
right, one moment, please. I didn't
guys-
think this was going to happen that fast.
Guys, why are we here? I mean, we're just spectating in the campaign at this point.
Like, I don't-
Winds up,
my dice are
one
rigged.
swing. He just takes one swing and all of them are dead. It's like a Final Fantasy move.
It just immediately shifts, and we're all covered with blood, and we're just like, "What happened? What happened?"
It's awesome. It's so awesome.
I just,
And I missed the entire thing because I took cover.
yeah, I just imagine that the Odachi just goes through the shield and the hobgoblin in one clean stroke.
He goes through. He just vanishes and appears behind him, already swinging.
Okay, we gotta keep the anime stuff for at least the second crit.
Yeah,
The first crit, he just slices through him.
yeah. That's awesome.
He just slices down through, turns away, looks in the middle distance as the target explodes behind him.
Yeah, yeah.
This hobgoblin's name is Butter.
Just
his
like
sword is
okay.
named Hot
So
Knife.
the slasher feat's not going to do anything for him.
Correct.
aw.
But that's okay.
Oof.
So, his great weapon feat, on the other hand, is going to kick in and allow him to just automatically swing again at the person next to him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mom is just like, hi.
He hits. He murders. So that's both of them dead.
it's just
And he steps over to the captain and is now going to use his final attack.
Oh.
There is a reason why Kelvin
'Cause-
was going to
Because
send
that
him.
second murder was only a bonus action
Yeah.
because it followed a crit.
Right.
So basically, it was quite literally he took a swing at waist level, and now there are 4 parts of of hobgoblin sitting over in this side. Tops are probably about 10 feet away, and he stepped up to the hobgoblin, who's going, "Okay, we're gonna have a great weapon fight now. We'll see who's better at this." All right, so that is Mob's turn. Next is Sokrin. What is Sokrin doing?
Okay, I'm going to step out of the. Yeah, it's fine actually. And open my book, point a finger at the captain, and say to you, "You're about to get murdered by a angry robot, or animated arbor, I would say. How does that make you feel? Bad, I
Mm-hmm.
guess, but not as bad as
Mine's liver.
Minesliver.
Oh, I love how I love that theming.
Oh no. Okay, he fails.
Nice.
10 psychic damage.
Ooh, okay. So I don't even have to actually roll that. When you roll the psychic damage, it automatically does the roll. So he failed twice technically. But yeah. So yeah. He's not looking so hot right now. He looks like he might be having a migraine at the moment.
And he will have to subtract a d4 for his next saving throw.
I'll keep
from his
that in
next saving
mind.
throw. Okay.
By starting my turn inside your aura, Nathaniel, I should get a refresh of the temporary hit point, right?
No, they only trigger when I spend a bonus action. But the good news is I can just, move to have both of you within again and then fire it off. And then you'll get better temps. Because I can't roll any worse than what I rolled last time. Mostly my concern was making sure that Billy got some fake healing.
Here's some fake healing for you. Hey, I'll appreciate it.
Yep.
Don't got all the hit points in the world, so.
So the Hobgoblin Captain uses the disengage action to get away from Mob and has run 35 feet off into the north.
Oh, he's not getting away that easy. Go get him, Billy. Go get him. I'm right behind you.
Yep. And next in the list is Billy.
All right.
So the number of feet above the name, the plus 35, is not for up. It is literally just how far off the map he actually is.
Got it. Okay. All right.
So when you measure to him, plus whatever it says.
What's that? Right.
How dare you not make indefinitely large maps?
I honestly didn't expect him to survive.
Infinitely large maps.
Did Mab get an attack of opportunity to disengage?
No, because he used the disengage action
Okay.
to actually get away.
That makes sense.
I'm gonna jump out here. Ugh.
How did he get 35 feet off map with a disengage action?
I'm gonna jump. I'm
Oh
gonna
no,
dash.
he would be 5. He would only be 5 feet off
Because he couldn't double move because he disengaged. Yeah, okay, that's
Yes.
where so that's where the disconnect was coming. All right.
That was me adding the 35 in by accident. So yeah, he's only 5 feet off.
He's actually a rogue, and no.
Cunning action.
I mean,
Yeah, it's
Reasonable.
Rogue
possible.
with a great sword. Don't judge him.
I've done it. It
I-
works.
I will tell you that there was in fact a rogue class I created specifically that used strength instead of dexterity.
Hell yeah.
It was basically a thug.
Yep.
You weren't the actual rogue. You were just the guy who walked around with them.
All right.
And
so
you can be sneaky too, if everybody's dead and nobody saw.
Yep.
If everybody's dead, and nobody saw nothing. I'm still sneaky. Exactly.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna flip a switch on this because I figured out how to use this wand. I flip a switch and it and the glow on the gun changes on the wand changes to a pale silver, and I'll go ahead and cast magic missile on the fleeing goblin and say you're not getting away.
All right.
And do I have Tides of Chaos back, or are you going to give it back just now?
Tides of Chaos is once per long rest.
Okay. Yeah. No, I was wondering if you wanted to give it back to me for casting a spell or not. Because you can give it back to me
Right. Yeah.
for Magic Surge.
Right. If I rolled it on the chart, yes. But you actually rolled something else on the chart. You, in fact, rolled this giant, sun sitting like right over top of this goblin's head, which is the hobgoblin's head.
It
That's why
works.
he's not moving.
Okay. Got it.
He's not sure where to go right now. That's considered safe.
Nowhere is safe.
Right. Right. So I got a cast.
Get the
magic
boss.
missile. And did I target him? Okay, I did. Cool. Magic missile. Just a standard.
Okay. Yep. So you do 6 points of damage. Which is exactly what you need to cause him to fall over dead.
Yay!
Oh, am I only gonna? Okay, I'm just gonna roll one. Got it.
Yeah, you roll one, and then it's one. That one roll gets timed by however many darts you're actually firing.
Oh, that's what. Oh, normally you'd roll all of them separately, but that's okay. I'll take it.
That was how I interpreted the roll.
Okay.
But even so, that is definitely enough to kill him. He falls over dead.
And I'll go ahead and, as I kind of take that moment, I just it probably drops him. I'm not really trying to kill him. I just kind of want to knock him down. But if it's magic, it's magic. It probably kills him.
I
Got him.
So I would need you to explain to me how to make that non-lethal. Because technically,
I'm just trying to get him to maybe where he's just in the process of dying. Like it's probably very lethal.
Right, because technically, right now he is currently dying. He is not dead.
We just have to run up and stabilize him.
Right, because technically, everyone who has a death marker, except for the very first guy, is probably still rolling death saves.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, Billy kind of directs he kind of thinks, and he's just and he kind of hits him, and he just goes, well, he's a prisoner, maybe. Anybody got healing? And as he does that, I'll go ahead and use one of my sorcery points, one of my spell slots to give myself back some sorcery points.
Okay. All right. If that's the last thing you got, the next on the list is Nathan.
Okay.
There's the guy under the fireball. Or giant ball of fire, I should say.
Okay. So I am going to... Hank, thank you for the sub.
Sub?
Gift sub to Just Another Joe. Thank you very much. I moved 4. I stop here long enough to do another burst of fake healing, and that's 9 temporary hit points, replacing the 4. So that's much better. And I make it to here. And for my action, we will crossbow the cowering dude, even knowing that we are at disadvantage. Who I can't seem to get a lock on because the fireball's in the way. There we go. Okay.
I've got a guy here if you want to shoot him without disadvantage.
I mean, yeah, that's probably a better idea.
I'm just gonna leave the fireball off to the side.
Or I could roll a 2 and it really doesn't matter.
I mean, you can do that too.
Aren't you a warlock?
Yes, he is.
I am, but only part-time. Harold is going to fly up and perch on top of the tent like a little tiny mechanical beetly gargoyle. And he is then also going to shoot at the prone guy that will give him disadvantage, because why should any of my attacks hit anything? Okay, so that one hits.
Hey.
Yeah, it does.
4 max damage.
He's going ow at the moment, so yeah, he definitely felt it.
Cool.
He is bloodied.
Wow, really?
Yup.
These are not big creatures.
Yeah.
The only big thing was the thing that tried to run away.
And that's as far as I can go and as much damage as I can do on my turns.
Yay. So next on the list is the hobgoblin that is prone and has been shot. And he is going to take another wisdom saving throw. He's going to pass this time. He is 100% certain he is safe to get up and try and run away. By that, I
Is
mean
he
he's
also
going
still
to
affected
get.
by the grease?
Only if you end your turn in the spell,
Yeah,
or you enter it during your turn.
Fair enough.
Wasn't the DC 16?
Yes, it was. You're right. So no, he is still down.
Woo!
Yeah,
Good call. Good call.
He is going to crawl the 5 feet, 10 feet away. That's it. That's all he can do.
He's leaving like a little snail trail of grease as he goes.
Pretty much. And next is Monarch.
All right. Seeing that
Finish
the group has
him.
handled it, I'm just gonna take a step to the side, turn back towards him, and honestly take out my spear this time because this guy's being annoying. So we'll try. Nope. That's an attempt. We'll
Yep.
make another attempt with the spear. Well, no, it's too close quarters. Drop the spear, unarmed strike.
Love it.
And then due to martial arts, I get another bonus action.
There we go.
Two unarmed strikes. Oh, that one hits.
One of them hits, and I forgot I didn't hit the actual damage. So I'm just gonna roll this. It doesn't matter if this one hits or not. The point was to get the damage. So 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay. Yep. He's still alive. He is bloodied and not happy, but he's alive.
You know what? I'm frustrated enough to use my last key point to flurry of blows for one last unarmed strike.
Go for it.
Okay. That's
This is
enough.
17 hit. All right.
He's dead.
Okay, so what happens is basically I try with the spear. He knocks it out of the way because it's too close. I drop the spear on the ground. I swing once. He dodges. I chop his elbow so that he pushes his sword arm up towards his chest. I grab him, pin him against the tree, and shove his own sword through his chest because I'm frustrated.
There you go. You've ended him rightly.
Brutal.
I pick up my spear and say nothing more about this.
All right. So I would say the hobgoblin's turn, but that one is most assuredly dead.
Dead.
Nailed on tree.
And next is Mob. Mob, do you know what this is? Probably not. Mob has absolutely no idea what this is, so he's not willing to move forward. He will.
What, the
Skirt around
fireball
it.
or the...
Yes.
Okay.
Because he's getting into melee with it, it was a check to see if he could figure out what it was and see if he would be willing to get close to it or not.
That's reasonable.
You're definitely within 60 feet, so he can absolutely see you, so he can shoot his bow.
He can
Puts
what?
away.
Oh, he's going for the bow. Okay.
Yeah, he's using the bow because, then he doesn't have to get potentially within the fireball range.
Right.
And he's going to take a shot. And he misses. He had disadvantage anyway, so either way, it's a miss. Because he was still prone. Next is Sokrin.
I haven't been actually rolling for that.
Enough. Okay. Hey, you
Hey.
thing! I think you forgot something. It's called your brain.
Nice.
Oh no. What if I feel like we have a bard in the party? Oh wait.
Viscous mockery.
Mindless liver mockery.
I forgot to select the target. Shit.
It's okay.
It's okay. It looks like you forgot to roll damage too.
Yes.
He absolutely fails. He takes the 2 points of damage.
And I'm going to move forward inside.
Alive.
All right. You can roll a intelligence or wisdom. About the the ball that you're moving towards.
Saving throw? Or...
Yes, saving throw.
The burning ring of fire.
So again, you believe that this will explode very soon.
If I do that, maybe I would not have gone so far ahead.
You can step back and curb your movement with that in mind. That you're like
Yeah, not so much.
No, I bravely stand behind Billy.
it's that moment where you see the guy like walk into a room and immediately turn around and walk back. That's kind of what just happened.
The walking toddler meme.
Yes, exactly.
Anybody know what that ball of fire is? Or sorry, anybody know what that ball of fire is about?
Hobby captain. Alrighty. Next is Billy.
I'm fine. I don't want to fight that. I don't want to kill that last guy because I don't really care. And I'm like, I'm not a met. I'm not.
None of us
particularly
are.
good at medic.
Go give it a try anyway.
I'm gonna go ahead and skirt around because it looks like
I mean, you can.
Sokoran was skirting around it.
Yeah. I mean, you can roll against your own DC to see if you know what it is.
Okay, I'll go ahead and see.
Int or wisdom, whichever you prefer.
Yeah, I'll do. I feel like this would be something wisdom-wise, but we'll do intelligence.
Yeah, I'm giving you both because you can go at wisdom to intuit what it is, or you can use knowledge to your intelligence to deduct what it is. You're pretty sure that this is going to explode soon.
Guess which one I won't be using.
You're going to use wisdom, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
4, 5, or 4. I feel like I would have to go in front of this tree. 4, 5, 6.
Yeah, you'd be able to move at the diagonal to get to there at the same.
Move it then.
It's the same amount of movement.
And I'll start to grab this, and with my action, I'll go ahead and start to grab this guy, and drag him away. But I can't move anymore. So.
Just remember, he's actually like just off
Bleeding
the
out.
board.
Oh,
He's bleeding out and just off the board.
Yeah, he's
So I'll
bleeding
go
out
ahead and
5 feet further
I'll
forward.
use my action to dash up to him, but
Mhm.
I can't do anything else.
Okay. Next
Get on
is
the other
Nathan.
side of him then, to start pulling him away
Yeah,
from that exploding
I'll do that.
ball that I think is going to explode. Well, we can't have you going up in smoke, I guess.
I can't get to him this turn.
Sounds like a him problem. Okay.
I mean, it really is.
Yeah, if you're gonna move closer to the orb, you can roll as well. Seconds.
You added 10 feet to the hobgoblin instead of to a Billy.
It's because I moved
he
the hobgoblin
back.
10 feet back.
Yeah.
Or 5 feet back. Actually, it should be 10.
So anyway, yeah, the hobgoblin is another 10 feet forward, so I can't reach him. But I can get here. And from here, We will. I mean, I can give him temporary hit points, but that ain't going to help him. I don't have any healing spells currently in memory. So we are just going to Eldritch Blast the prone bleeding out guy with disadvantage.
Ready?
Ooh, or... No, we are going to troll the dead, the prone bleeding out guy.
Even better.
It is.
I'm going to troll the dead.
So he has to make a wisdom saving throw or take 16 points of damage.
He succeeds with a 16.
Son of a... First successful save on wisdom by that dude. The entire game.
This thing automatically rolls for me. I'm just going by what it says. But it still would have been fun to watch you troll him to death.
Right?
This guy is going to
All
have
right.
PTSD.
Not for long, he won't.
I'm fully expecting,
Technically, he has -1d4 from the Minesleeper. So yeah, he failed.
That's
true.
right.
So be a 15. What's your DC?
Oh.
-1d4. -1d4.
Oh, minus
It could be-
1d4.
Yeah.
It could be.
-4. So
My spell DC
that's
is a
12.
16. Suck it.
So yeah, he definitely did.
Woohoo!
You have officially trolled him to death.
We trolled the dead. Gray would be so proud right now.
All right.
He'll get it on the VOD.
So 10 minutes later, if you guys are still around, you see the fireball in the sky disappear.
Are we able to stabilize the Hobgoblin leader, or is Jester dead?
Hobgoblin leader is bleeding, and if you guys want to stabilize him, you can either heal him or do a medicine check to stabilize him.
I will try a medicine check next turn.
Yeah, I start to do it, and then I see that you're better at it.
No, I'm not. I would not make that assumption at all. It's it's a skill that I'm not trained in, and it's wisdom based. I'm going to help you make it. Help,
When it rolls
helping,
When it rolls
helping,
back to me, I
Billy.
can walk up.
Yay!
You are able to stabilize the Hobgoblin cap.
I don't know how. I'm not trained.
It's okay.
You
I'm
are literally
I'm
like
pointing at
staunching.
squishy bits, and I'm saying, now bandage over here. Now bandage over here. Now just stop that from being all oozy like. Okay, we're good. We did this. High five.
So
You got answered.
basically, you've tourniqueted off the leg that is badly damaged. This guy is absolutely not going to be walking on that leg ever again because you are not trained in medical.
That's okay. It's fine. We didn't put the
You've just
tourniquet on the
stopped him
neck. We're
from
fine.
dying. Yeah, you've stopped him from bleeding to death. Let's put it that way.
Do you know anything about first aid?
Not today. I did yesterday. Sucks for him.
What about you, Monarch?
I'm not trained in it, but I know some things that would be general common sense.
Well, I tried. Billy just shrugs and just goes, "Well, we got one prisoner to question. I suppose that's something."
And he's the one in charge. Okay, well, while you're working with that, since I'm no longer needed here, first I am going to I'm going to make sure that everybody has temporary hit points.
Mob walks over, looks him
And
over, and says
you-
he's dead, and then moves on.
Hey, Nathan.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
that spell you use to repair your familiar and repair everything? Do you think it works on mob?
I cast mending on Mob.
That is actually a thing. Hold on for one.
Science. Okay, we've learned he's an auto gnome.
It does not work like the autonomes. It's slightly different. So you cast mending on him. You see the armor mended, then it goes right back to the way it was damaged.
No,
And I forgot to turn off that thing for a minute because Mob was about to say something.
I
All right,
tried. Sorry, Mob.
Pretty funny.
Mob looks at you and says, "You need to put a little bit more power into that."
So
Mechanics wise, you use spell slots to heal him.
Okay.
that's
You cast mending as a level spell, you can heal him with the mending.
oh, that's cool.
Well, first off, I give everybody 10 temporary hit points before we stop, the spidery backpack of doom.
The healing for it is a D8 plus your spell casting modifier per level you use.
I did not use either of my warlock spells, so expecting to get a short rest soon, I will give him 2 first level warlock spells.
Okay. So yeah, you would heal him for 2d8 plus your warlock spellcasting modifier.
So that'll we're going to heal him for 2d8 plus 6. All right, Eldritch Blast him better.
Eldritch Blast is a cantrip, though.
Shh.
I mean,
It's the
technically
only
he's
thing
using
warlocks
mending.
ever cast, so it's fine.
So yeah, you heal him for 14 points of damage.
Okay, and this backpack that's bigger than I am, what's in it?
Yeah, the scale is off of that bag.
It doesn't-
Absolutely nothing. There's nothing in either one of the bags. They are stuffed with hay.
What? Why are they stealing hay?
They're not stealing hay.
Well, not now. We've solved that problem.
Bags are filled with hay to attract any would-be looters into an ambush.
Well, it worked. Unfortunately for them.
They didn't know what to expect from us.
They tried. They failed.
This may not be all of them.
I will give you that you see more tracks heading north, but they do appear to be older.
We see tracks heading north, but they end 5 feet off the map.
Yeah, those are really fresh. Those ones. Give me another survival roll if you for seeing if you can follow these tracks.
Okay. Does someone want to help me out with this, or
I will help you.
What do my hippo eyes see?
let's see what I get.
So Billy,
Brilliant.
you feel like the tracks are getting getting muddled from the fighting. You're not really able to see them too much. Like you're getting a footprint here or there heading towards this direction, but they're not consistent.
What do
So-
you think?
Monarch, on the other hand, you see the bigger footprints coming back, coming from the north to the south. You're pretty sure these were the ogre footprints from the troop that you saw by the field.
Maybe there's a second camp for ogres because this was the camp for hobgoblins.
It's terrifying.
Maybe you can ask our friend here when he's awake.
Let's go ahead and rest up for a bit. Took 2 shots to the
Head.
mage armor plate.
When we handed off the bandit captain to the guard in Shell Landing, we handed my rope with them, didn't we?
You never took it off of them, so yes.
All right.
Now you can also say that you cut a length off because you wouldn't use all 50 feet of rope to tie one person up.
Okay, roughly how much would I have used to tie up that bandit captain?
We'll just say for an even number, 5 feet. So you got 45 feet left.
Okay. Can I cut off another 5 feet and tie up the hobgoblin captain.
Sure.
Let me.
Roll a sleight of hand.
Does he have?
If not, just dexterity.
Do any of these guys? I imagine they have some kind of water skins and stuff like that.
Yeah, they have water skin and like basic
There
trail
we go.
rations. Monarch, you are 100% certain that this knot is perfect. There is nothing you can do to make this knot better.
Excellent. Well, I've tied up the hobgoblin captain, so we should be able to interrogate them once they awake. There are also further tracks leading north, and they appear to be made by the ogres that we encountered previously. So if we want to continue, we can do so that direction.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. So
I am okay with going forward. I am also okay with taking a short break here and resting up and seeing if our captive recovers at all during that period.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
I assume you guys are, rifling through pockets, correct?
Yes.
You will
And hearing
find.
sad trombones.
Yep. Unfortunately, you were hearing sad trombones. You will find 1 silver and 14 copper on all. But you do find 1 water skin on each of them, and you find some basic travel rations like jerky and such on all of them that would have given them enough food to at least have 3 days while they were out here, assuming they did no foraging.
I'm going to use the water, and I'm going to go ahead and use shape water to refill my water skin with clean water, and then I'll go ahead and grab the rest of those and fill them, kind of balance them so that they are, so that one of them is full, the rest, and then they kind of have a level on each. So I can use those.
Okay.
And actually, looking at the guy just for extra protection, because just for extra like fun, I'm gonna go ahead and use shape water from those water skins, and I'm going to go ahead and bind his hands with ice.
Sure. I mean, yeah, it's so simple. You're basically just making a block of ice around his hands. His hands are basically completely covered in ice.
No, he shouldn't get out. No, just extra precaution. Not that I didn't trust you. You're not tying Monarch at all.
Oh no, it's perfectly understandable. Every precaution must be taken, and my fingers are potentially a bit thicker than they used to be. So it wouldn't be surprising if somebody slipped out.
Roll a d4 for me, Billy.
Okay, I can absolutely do that. I think. There we go. 3.
Okay. So you guys are.
I mean, if he gets up and tries to run away, all he's going to do is create more target practice opportunities.
Maybe. Yeah, that might be what's happening. You guys are basically waiting to see if he wakes up.
Yes.
I believe our
hour.
intention was to take a short rest.
Right. Yeah. So you're taking a short rest. So plug your short rest buttons. Do any of your fun things that you can do over the course of that.
Oh, I should do that because that should reset my spells. Even though I don't need to use any dice.
I'm going to use Arcane Recovery.
We've taken a long rest, and I didn't update my sheet, so...
So the temp hit points from the thing that you gave, do those go away at the end of a short rest?
Negative. They go away when you receive another form of temporary hit points or they are spent.
Okay. All right.
So you're good.
So-
Mm-hmm.
The short rest, I just spent some time meditating and regained key points.
Alrighty.
So I believe the best roll I got over there for everybody was everybody got 10 temps.
Mhm.
So everybody has
Mhm.
10 temps.
Whoopsies, I forgot to roll this. My bad.
Mob has healed back to full. Yay!
Yeah, I was gonna use 2.
Good thing, because that one didn't work.
So
And just
3.
roll another d6 plus 2. Ouch.
I don't know how to get myself.
You know, it's a shame you don't have to roll ones in this game, because if you did, we would be awesome.
All right, I fixed your hit die, so you were not
Thank
sitting at 2 when you're supposed to be at 3. All right. So you guys wait an hour to take your short rest,
Mhm.
and the hobgoblin captain has not woken up.
Okay.
I check for a pulse.
Oh, he definitely did.
Nah.
All right.
Well, that's unfortunate.
I
I
begin.
guess he did not appreciate having his, his hand out blue.
You're pretty sure that you freezing his hands in place may have added to him dying. His hands are definitely a little frostbitten. Not like actually frostbitten, but like his hands would be redder if they could be, but they're very frozen.
Ruh-roh.
Kind of what happens when you put a giant block of ice on top of something and leave it there for a long period of time.
Especially when it has a tenuous grasp on life in the first place.
Yeah. But the captain is not there. Well, he's there, but there's no one home if you knock on the door.
But he's
Oh,
still with us in spirit.
Sorry about that,
Uh,
everyone.
It's Mob looks over at you and goes, "It's fine. It was just a hobgoblin."
I'll take back my 5 feet of rope.
It is once Billy unfreezes it for you. It's quite drenched, but you are able to dry it out.
That does,
How do I
however, mean that we do
take
have
all that
another
water back
suit
in?
of plate mail. If you wanted to experiment with what happens when he jumps out of a suit of magical armor and into a suit of normal armor.
Wait, say that one more time.
We do have a suit of plate mail here now, though. That the
That's half
hobgoblin-
plate, but yeah.
that's fine. So he could jump into that to see what happens when he leaves a magical suit of armor if he wanted. Although I could also understand him not wanting to risk the magical suit of armor. But I mean, I have to ask, it is for posterity.
I cannot inhabit that suit of armor. It is not the right type.
Oh, does it have to be like more sealed, like a suit kind of thing for you to be able to go in it? Or
It's
does the armor
gotta
have
be
to
a
be...
bit heavier than that.
Oh, so it has to be a heavy suit of armor.
Correct.
Is that a preference, or is that a racial thing for you? Or are there members of your race that can only jump into light suits of armor?
You see him kind of shrug his shoulders,
Okay.
and I cannot go into anything other than the heaviest of armors. I am the only one of my kind that I have encountered. Gunner University has said that it is possible there are others like me that might be in lighter suits of armor.
Well, if you're interested, I have a project that I'm working on, and I'm not going to need it for a while. So if you wanted to, in the meantime, I could potentially let you borrow it as long as you give it back to me in like a year-ish.
Wouldn't it be destroyed once he leaves?
No, because it should be magical, although I might not be an artificer at the... You'd have to make sure that I'm an artificer when you left it. Otherwise, it would be really, really expensive and I would cry.
I don't understand.
Nobody does. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
You know half the things he says sometimes.
I don't know half the things I say sometimes.
Okay. He just shake. You see the helmet shake? Like he's just shaking his head. Is like yeah. I don't know what to do with this.
I'm
moving on.
working on building a Hypaxi-sized suit of armor, but not for the Hypaxi.
Hypaxi?
Building it for.
I'm not entirely sure what I am, so that's one of the names that has come up. There have been a few. I pull out like a piece of paper. I've scribbled down a list of potential things, and I put it back in my pocket. It's nobody we've met so far has actually had any idea what I am.
You may want to talk to the dean then.
Of Gunner Academy.
Yeah, the
I mean-
dean or the head mage at the wizards.
I
Guild.
mean, he might, but didn't you say that they poked and prodded you to try to figure out what race you are?
True, but you know, they might be a little bit nicer with him because he actually bleeds.
Or they might not, because he actually bleeds.
No flank off my side.
Fair enough.
You don't have a flank.
That was the point.
Ah.
No, they what you saw when you first came into the guild was my third suit that I was in, because they broke the first two, trying to figure out what I was. And the third suit, they finally figured it out and thankfully didn't break it.
Well, it was a good thing you had 3 available.
There was a time period where I was just a glove.
Oh, that's not so good.
No, it was not fun.
How heavy of a glove was it?
It was a chainmail glove, so not terribly heavy. But really, it doesn't matter when you're trying to walk around on 4 fingers and a thumb. It does not work so good. For that matter, it didn't affect the way I can see either, so that works.
I still have so many questions. But I guess Gunner Academy still does too.
Yes, but I'm not going back there.
I don't blame you.
All right. So, are you guys following the ogre trail to the north, or are you turning back to let them know about the camp? What you guys doing?
Ogre Trail. I vote
Ogre
Ogre
Trail.
Trail. Ogre Trail.
All right. So, what I would like from you guys, because you will be traveling for roughly another 2 hours or so, I would
Ooh.
like 2 survival checks from you to see if you can keep a hold of the trail or not.
I will roll. So is it 2 individual rolls, or
Correct.
one with assistance, or can we both have assistance, or?
So if it's basically anybody who wants to roll can roll for it, and it's 2 rolls because it is 2 different survival checks. It's the survival check for the first hour, and then the survival check for the second.
Okay.
Okay.
It's basically as the trail gets older, it gets harder to follow.
I was going to say, I suggest that we tag team up and make 2 assisted rolls because I think we're going to be more likely to succeed with that than anything else.
I was going to ask Nathaniel if he could send his little beetle thing up ahead to scout out.
Yes, I shall assist the monarch by sending Harold ahead to look for footprints.
Alright. So I suppose that would be the first roll with advantage then.
Go for it.
That doesn't help. be able to use a fate point to re-roll that and just have one more roll, or no?
You would be able to re-roll it with advantage.
Re-roll it with advantage. Okay.
Yeah, because you're able to re-roll it exactly the way you were rolling it the first time.
Okay, that's good to know. Yeah, I'll use a fate point to do that.
Much better.
Much better. That is a fate point well spent.
Yes, it is. So for the first roll, Monarch is able to keep a hold of the trail for the first hour. During that time, you guys do not encounter any other carts or anything along the road, but about for like the 15 minutes you're on it or so, and then the trail leads off of the road into the forest. You travel for about another 45 minutes or so, and give me another survival roll to see if you guys can get in, keep up the trail.
All right,
I will
with
assist again.
advantage. Yep.
My roll was not very good. I'm kind of out of it.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
So with this roll, you guys do lose the trail. You lose the trail about 30 minutes or so in. You are able to keep pressing in the direction you think they were going, but right now you're having a hard time keeping the trail in front of you. I'm actually going to roll for mob because I forgot to do that on the first roll.
Yes. Good job, Bob. Find your feet.
Mob is completely lost. And I'm sorry, 1 second.
Mob, we're over here, buddy.
Mob.
You know, this would be a good time to have a druid in the party. Or a furbog who could talk to trees and ask what direction the big things went. Or a rogue who has expertise in survival. Or D,
a
all of the
ranger.
above in the same character.
Or a ranger that would be able to lead us without getting lost.
Yeah.
Or even my barbarian side that had survival trained and was better at it.
So basically anybody but the four of us. That's what we're saying. That seems legit.
I can just do some song of encouragement.
I mean, it was a good idea at the time to
Fine,
leave your
fighting the
grandmother
way,
back in
fighting the way.
That works. Singing and dancing always works.
That's a bard, so you don't get bardic inspiration for that.
We're going to find. We're off to find the goblins, the goblins of Oz.
Nice.
Who's Oz?
I don't know, but if he's anything like Dalton, he's a scam artist. We can say this because we know the GM is not currently available.
Oh, Oz.
So this seems like a wonderful time to bring up the fact that if anybody is interested, and has not yet joined the Patreon, if you go to patreon.com/singlestepgaming, that is the Patreon for this channel, as well as for Single Step Gaming, which is an RPG company, which currently has a couple products up on DM's Guild and also has a few more that will be coming up at the start of next year. And if you are a member of the Patreon, aside from the various other benefits you get, if your subscription is at a higher amount than whatever we release that month, you get a copy of it for free, because basically it's just a rolling pre-order at that point. Which keeps reminding me, the one that I was supposed to put up October 31st that didn't work, I keep forgetting to resend out to everybody. So I should probably take care of that now that we're halfway through November already.
Sorry about that. I'm back.
No worries. I was vamping.
Yeah, I was answering
A work-related phone call, perhaps? Those
I got
never
about-
happen.
Yeah, I had the ringer turned off, so I didn't notice it. That they had called me like 6 times and left me a text message.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's always fun. But it's fixed. I don't have to worry about it.
Yay. Okay, so what is our status?
Your current status is lost.
Yes.
Billy's able to is absolutely able to follow the trail back. He just can't see the trail moving forward. You guys will be able to. Your options are you can travel back and try and reclaim the trail, see if you can follow it forward again. Or you can take a guess as to where you think the trail was supposed to go.
So what do you guys think?
Well, what's the time currently? What's it look like?
You've been on the road for
An hour and a half.
an hour and a half from the campsite, and the campsite took you about, I think it was about an hour to get to there, and then you took an hour rest. So probably closer to midday, so like between like 12 and 2-ish. You left in the morning.
Say we have enough time to circle back, see if we can pick up the trail again. What do you
And
guys-
yeah, I think we should do that. And so I've got a feeling things are going to get better from now on.
Yay. Better is good.
Certainly, most things are better than being lost. But, well, when we have a place to be, being lost when you don't have a place to be is actually sometimes a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
But
All right.
we have a place to be, so it's bad right now. But let's
So-
find the path again.
So you guys head back a little bit and once you re-pick up the trail that you've already had found, and you start following it forward again. Give me another round of survival rolls.
Hey, Monarch, you roll a 14.
Oh, okay. That's +3, so that's 17. All right.
Okay.
17.
Do you decide that before or after you see his roll?
It would be before the roll.
Okay. And is this anybody giving advantage to the other people who are rolling?
I mean, technically, I still would have been giving advantage to Monarch. I
Monarch.
don't know if I could. I mean, it would be really meta to try to pull that away because I know that there's a divination coming. So I think I would have to say that I'm still trying to assist Monarch.
Okay.
Yes,
And then
but-
Mob
Even
is
though in this
lost,
case it's
so he would try
completely
and help
useless,
Billy
but
then.
you know.
Yep.
So Billy, give me another roll for survival, and whichever was the higher is what your actual roll is.
Okay.
Because Mob is helping you.
That's a little better.
That, in fact, is a little bit better. So you said it was you got a 14 plus, what was your survival?
+3, so I got a 17 total.
So 17. So you guys are having a hard time finding the path forward, but Billy does see some signs of it moving forward. You will need to give me another survival test, but you have not critically failed it or anything like that. You're just
So-
you're having a harder time finding the path forward.
So Monarch couldn't find it, but Billy could.
Correct.
Well, now we know exactly what the DC is, don't we, boys and girls?
Well,
At least the threshold.
Yeah.
All right. I'm looking at them just like, all right. Looks like
Since
they
it's-
might have gone and obfuscated their trail this way. Let's move this way.
since it's so difficult to locate it, do I get the sense that they've covered their tracks to make it more difficult to track them?
You are getting the sense that someone at least has gone back through this area, and it is at the very least putting in tracks that are leading in false directions.
I see.
So you are technically finding tracks. You are just finding tracks that you know are not from the group you were following. And they don't appear to be going in the same direction as where you were following before. But they also don't all look the same. They don't all look like hobgoblin tracks, and they don't all look like ogre tracks. So it looks like there might be like human boots or something similar mixed in.
All right.
Am I rolling with advantage still or normal now?
Mob is going to keep helping you because Mob already has gotten completely lost, so he might as well just help someone else.
Because he knows he can hack it.
Yeah,
I'm
because he knows
also
he can't
being
hack it.
helped.
It's not something that can stand in front of him and get hit with a sword.
I can't get you any better than 17, so
Monarch absolutely knows where the trail is, and is able to
Lost it
follow it with no.
And I helped because it was on the second die.
How I figure is that after I've learned that somebody's gone through and decided to like mess things up to try and make it more difficult to follow, I just look for effectively the negative space, the things that look a bit too suspiciously neat.
Right. No, that makes sense.
So that's
Oh, you found it. Good job.
the Matrix. Right. But yes, I think I found the way.
So you follow the trail for probably about another 20 minutes or so. The trail gets significantly easier after about, say, the first 10 minutes or so. You're starting to see a lot more hobgoblin and ogre footprints in this area. The trail leads to a cave that is inside the forest. Using the map as the example for how far you guys have traveled, if you're looking at Shell Landing, where the N is, you've gone up about a hex and a half from it. So actually, it would be the hex directly above the G, and to the left, to the right of the L. You are in that hex. That's about as far as you've traveled through the forest to get to this cave. It is in the forest. The forest is around it. There's no actual path leading directly to it. You do not actually see anyone outside. But you also can't really see inside of the cave yet. From where you are and you're looking into it. It's outside of 60 feet. For those with the dark sight, with Nathan having 120, you're able to see maybe 5 or 10 feet in. You're about 100 to 110 feet away from the entrance. You're not seeing very far, but you're seeing really a lot better into that cave than anybody else is at the moment.
It's unfortunate I can't see in the dark.
Oh, but I can.
I
Let me
mean,
take a look real quick.
So we can either head inside, or we can head back and let them know we found the cave that we believe they're camping out from.
That's a good point. What do you guys do you think we could take them?
Everybody roll me a perception check.
Good luck.
That probably should have been a disadvantage because of the
It has nothing to do with actually being able to see in this case.
Oh.
Sokrin hears it. Did you roll?
I
second?
haven't rolled yet because I was trying to look something up first.
Okay. No, you're good. Yeah, if you have a bonus for hearing, then you would have. Then it would matter.
Well, what I was looking to see was that because I can never remember if I can if I can familiarize the homunculus servant or not.
Gotcha. Oh yeah. So Sokrin and Nathan, you both hear someone running through the forest to the left of the cave, and the sound is getting louder. You're pretty sure it sounds like metal armor of some sort.
We have armor coming this way.
Let's.
What'd you say?
Let's try and hide and make scout
Yes.
out who it is.
Why are you whispering? I can't hear what you said.
Hide. And
What?
I jump into the woods.
Everybody give me a stealth check.
Yay, stealth checks.
I'm gonna willingly give myself disadvantage. I had a
Go for
1
it.
for perception to hear.
Yeah. All right, no problem. You're willingly doing it. Mob, on the other hand, is not willingly doing it.
Yeah.
Not that it mattered. He still rolled pretty decent. No, he didn't.
No,
I'm
he didn't.
sorry.
He rolled
looked
the
like it
opposite of
was-
decent. He rolled poor.
Yeah, in fact, he rolled terrible.
Clunk,
So
clunk, clunk, clunk.
exactly. That's what it is. That's what it is. What you guys see is a hobgoblin who is holding what appears to be a very large roll of parchment. The parchment looks like it's about 3 feet long. He's holding it. He's holding it like under one arm and is running towards the entrance of the cave.
How
He's
far
coming
away
at
is
it.
he?
He is, when you guys finally see him, he is about 130 feet away.
Oh, I can't see him. Shit.
He's not inside the cave. You're
Yeah,
not
he's
inside
out-
the cave.
He's outside.
Oh,
He's outside the cave. He's running.
If
It's
he's
not-
coming, can I cast grease just in front of the entrance of the cave? So that you
what
would
is
have
the
to
range of
step on
feet?
it. 60 feet.
You would
Also,
have to
it
move
will be
forward.
obvious that you're casting the spell.
Yes. Yeah, unless you can subtle spell and move 60 feet forward, or no. From you guys, it was 40 feet forward. You would have to move 40 feet forward and then subtle spell it if you have that ability. If you do not have subtle spell, then yes, it would be obvious you're casting.
Nathan, did you see anyone inside the entrance of the cave that I would alert if I were to run out there?
Morden, I don't believe I did, correct?
No, you did not see anybody within the 5 or 10 feet inside the cave.
No, I
All right.
didn't, but I didn't get to look in that far.
I'm taking off. I'm using a key point to use Step of the Wind to dash. So I'm moving my full movement of 40 feet, dash action 80 feet, dash bonus action 120 feet. I'm trying to put myself in a position where if the guy runs past me, I'm getting an opportunity attack against him.
I
Nice.
jumped into cover and I'm just tracking and I'm just helping by tracking Monarch with an ice arrow or ice crossbow bolt trained on in the direction of the armor chinking.
So
Okay. So you run out in front of him. You hear him basically yell, "What the?" and skids to a stop to try and not slam into you.
it is terrifying to see something so large move so fast.
fast.
Yeah, that is definitely a thing. And that was the what the moment. He doesn't have a weapon in his hand. He does have a long sword on his belt, like all of the other hobgoblins you have seen before. He is currently his action was to basically run all the way up to you at this moment because you stopped right in his path. So that was his action. What else are you doing?
I'm going to turn to him and say, "Hello. May I have that paper you're holding?" and that's it because I used my action and bonus action to dash.
Okay. So I'm just gonna put us into initiative to make this slightly easier, and
Okay.
because this is unless you guys actually attack him. I don't know if we need to.
I'm just tracking. I'm waiting for a shot. So whatever you. can
Yep.
say.
It just makes it easier for tracking who's
He
doing
is
what in what order.
He is 120 feet away.
He is about 120 feet away from where you are.
All right, that does put him in Eldritch Blast range. I'm just pointing
Yes.
out that I have that ready.
Yeah. He's close. Monarch's right in his face, and I know everybody here outside of Mob can actually do something with him because Mob currently can't see him.
And everyone but Monarch rolls well for initiative, which really just means Monarch rolled better than all of us, and he's just acting a turn behind because he's already gone first.
All right. So, for Mob would basically be at this point moving towards them. He would get 50 feet forward. Billy, you were basically readying an action, correct?
I have my crossbow trained, but it's mostly just in case like we need to do anything if there's like more people.
Right.
So
Sokrin, what are you doing?
I'm going to. I'm out of range for most of my interesting spells, so I need to move forward and dash to be in range of anything. So
Okay. So you're going to move forward to get within range of spells?
exactly. So I'm going to move 60 feet.
Okay. So yeah, you'd be 60 feet out roughly. And Nathan was channeling an action. Okay.
Yeah, I'm 120 feet away with an Eldritch Blast ready if something goes wrong.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Technically, I've got a spell with enough range, but Monarch is not going to
Yeah. Yeah. So, Monarch, give me an intimidation check with advantage because he has no idea what you are, and you just blitzed him essentially.
He doesn't know either.
no one does.
8.
That's monk.
Yeah, he does not find you very scary at the moment. Like, you've
More
definitely
outrageous.
stopped him in his tracks, but he kind of looks at you and goes, "No, you're not scarier than what's in there."
You're
Oh,
not
that's
Michael
good to
Bender.
know.
What's your serial number?
Oh, would you be willing to tell me what's in there?
Sure. And he screams.
I
Not
shoot.
what I meant.
That would be enough for me to blast.
Yeah, you absolutely can blast him as soon as he starts to scream.
Yeah.
Anybody who was holding an action for him to do something, roll, do your attacks.
Was I hidden?
You, I believe, were, but you did not roll, a 1 on yours. So you and Nathan would both have advantage.
Awesome. Sweet. Thanks.
And I needed it.
Yep, roll your damage.
You know.
Oh man.
Well, level 5, so you get 2 of them.
Oh, right.
But Billy definitely hits as well.
Okay.
Would I get?
What's the damage for the ice
Oh,
for the
wait, no, wait.
crossbow with the ice bolt? Is it just
Um,
normal?
It's normal damage, but I'm counting it as ice damage for the purposes of the
Okay.
shot.
Awesome. I like that.
And that's gonna hurt. So roll your crit damage there.
Oh man, that sucks. Oh well.
You say it's gonna hurt.
It's okay. It hurt enough to kill him.
Oh, good.
I will.
Doo-doo.
So
I will give up a fear of the small if I can if I can hit him in the throat to cut off the scream a little bit better.
you can give me a fate point to do that.
Do I have one?
You have 3.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I'll use one.
Um,
How do I use it?
Say you use
second,
it.
I'll say you're using it. Yep.
Also, if you want to keep track of them on your character card, you can do it as one of the resource slots. You currently will have 2.
Yeah, just so that everybody's aware of what they got. Billy has 2. So Sokaran has 2. Minor has 2, and Second has 2. So everybody's at 2 now.
I used 1, and I had 2 at the start, right? So
I do have to
I'm
take
down
one
to
off for him, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
But
So,
So you
for the
guys
record,
could-
for Billy's, that's 2 after expending 1, because you were at 3, so you're now at 2, just for clarity.
So, what I would like from everybody is to roll me a d6.
Sweet.
Hopefully we
Two,
needed to
two,
roll
two,
2s.
All right. So, you guys cut off his scream. He does actually scream. You hear creatures moving inside the cave. You have a couple moments to decide on either staying where you are, charging the cave, or what you're going to do. But you absolutely do hear movement, and you hear things starting to move towards you.
I'd like to grab the scroll that this hobgoblin had.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and minor illusion to Nathan if he's within range of me, and I'll go ahead and have a whisper say into his ear, "They're coming. What do we do?"
Can I hide where I am in a way that can cover the door, the entrance of the cave?
I mean, from where you're at, you are about 110 feet from the entrance of the cave.
Right.
Because you did not move. So you are still in the tree line. So you can hide where you're at. Your wisdom is really low, actually.
Yeah.
So give me a wisdom check.
I mean, it's not as low in this form, but it's still not the best.
No. Right. You're actually a wisdom 12, so you should be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're pretty sure that when they come charging out, they're probably going to look in the general area of where you're at. So if you want to keep an eye on the entrance of the cave, you're probably going to need to go further in.
Okay, so I am going to quickly
Further into the forest, I mean.
I am going to do this in a way where Billy can see me from where he is, so he can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm going to move about 30 feet circling to the left so that I still have sight of the opening of the cave. And when I get to a spot that I think would be a good cover position, I am going to crouch down and attempt to hide.
Okay. So yeah, you can give me a stealth check.
Yeah, I recognize that this means I won't have a held action, but it means that I'll be in a better position again. And if it takes long enough, then I'll have a held action.
I'll go ahead and skirt off as well, and I'll use my goblin ability to hide as a bonus action.
Okay. Doesn't that give you advantage on your hide checks?
No,
it
it
does?
just gives me the ability to do it as a bonus action, so I can just kind of duck and I can dash away and.
Gotcha. Okay.
Gotcha. Nice.
I could not remember exactly what it did. All right.
Yeah,
So yeah,
it's called
give
hide.
your stealth check.
Okay, yeah, right.
Anybody who's running to hide, give me your stealth check. Anybody who's just standing out in the open, waiting for them to come out, you can do that as well.
Oh, they're gonna find me, boys.
I'm gonna.
All right, I'm gonna have to get up. I'll be right back in a minute.
Yep. As soon as I get the stealth checks, I'm actually going. I was going to say let's take the break because this is probably going to be a while.
Everybody else
So
did pretty good.
I'll just camouflage with the stone if it's gray stone.
Technically,
It is.
I technically should be a 21.
Right. Yeah. You're good.
Don't know why I rolled the d20 instead of the skill.
Alrighty then.
The fact that a hippo can move 120 feet in 6 seconds,
That's awesome.
it's scary.
It is. It's kind of like a cryptid. I'm not gonna lie. It gives me creepypasta vibes for sure.
I'm just loving the Hippo the Flash, the Stout Speedster, the Husky Hurdler that we're getting here in chat.
That's the greatest names. I decided not to be distracted by Twitch today, so I can't see any of it.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But yeah, I think this would be a good moment for us to take the break.
Yeah. That was fun.
I am
grabbing some more water.
Let's take a short rest.
everybody take 5 for lack of a better word, and we'll when we get back in, we will I'll have the map set up for you guys. By that I mean we're going to be using the same one we just did. Not have the cave mouth map set up.
Just do a mirror operation on your map and say, "Hey, it's not the same map, I swear."
Yep, that's exactly what's happening.
I imagine you had a map for the inside of the cave, but
Oh, I do. I have a whole map of the inside of the cave. I just did not have a map for
a map of the outside of
the actual
cave.
mouth of the cave. Yes, it's because I honestly didn't think anybody could get close enough to him in the amount of time that you actually did. Because I'm a smart DM and actually thought about people who can move faster than 30 feet. Now you can't see me shaking my head right now, but I'm absolutely shaking my head right now.
I'm sorry. Just I wanted that scroll very badly because I felt it was important. And I knew that even if I wasn't able to make it to him, I could put myself in a position where if he moved away from me, I could attempt to opportunity attack, stunning strike him. So there were options.
Yep.
But he just decided to scream and be killed.
I mean, if you had intimidated him, you would have had more talky bits you could have done. But
I mean, I
would've.
feel like he was more confused by my appearance than anything else. It's just like, what are you?
That was literally what it was. He was more confused by what you were. He wasn't actually afraid of you because you're not bigger than the ogres. And then he went, I'm right next to my base. I'm pretty sure I'll be fine. He wasn't, but he was pretty sure he would be.
That he died so quickly.
Yeah.
So,
He got his head.
these guys are set up.
That's a certain series of interesting events. I'm going to buy some cards now.
Why are you doing that? Nothing's about to happen.
Oh no, I like cards. They're interesting. I want to see what I get.
He's just a collector.
I don't need to keep these guys inside the cave anymore.
Miner
I switched all my cards to
499201 has
just
purchased
token
10 packs.
Okay, regular ogre. I think I know what that ogre is. Hobgoblin captain. Okay, so we got one new thing, and a lot of things we've seen before.
That'll
You
work.
guys move yourselves to where you believe you would have been for this particular fight.
Oh hell yeah. Where would the entrance be about?
The entrance is
Oh, I see.
All right.
back here.
Well, the important thing is we need to know where Monarch is because we know where we are in relation to him.
Yeah, you guys are about 100. We'll say about 100 feet from the ogres as well. because they ran out a little bit forward. And Monarch, yes, you can place yourself pretty much anywhere along, anywhere near the, Mob was doing mob things and standing like right in the middle.
This is roughly around here where I was.
All right,
I
so
would've
that
been-
means I was here
would've
because I was
probably-
120 feet from the target that he was next to, so I would have been there. And then I could have moved 30 feet from there, so I would have been...
Well, I thought we were at the cave. I thought we were at the cave mouth for a while.
I was, but I had charged off from the tree line.
Oh, I thought he was coming from the opposite direction, towards the cave.
The hobgoblin was going towards the cave.
The
I
hobgoblin
think
was running
originally
to
there
the
was
end
like
gate.
there was the idea was originally I think that the path probably would have continued like over here ish somewhere if
So,
if we weren't using this exact map.
So yeah, basically, if you took this wall section away, the cave could be. You could come towards the cave from this path. We'll use this path as where you guys were coming from, or from its left or its right. There is a rock wall ish there, but it's more like a mount where they so you can actually get around it, and that's actually what was happening. Is the hobgoblin was running from the left side of the entrance, so the side here towards the cave mouth, and then Monarch just literally ran in front of him.
Okay, I would imagine I was probably about that far away from 90 feet away from the mouth because I then dashed because
Right.
I would have
Mhm.
moved. I would have moved out to shoot to cover Monarch, and then I would have moved 60 feet away from the cave mouth as soon as I saw Nathan. So I
Mm.
think I would have been around out there.
Did you drop your scary little buddy on the field?
I just did. Little buddy's next to me.
Morton is going to randomly scroll over him and scream.
I could see that happening.
Just
The
because
the
he's
thing
so
is
small.
the thing is that one scares me less than what its original image looked like. I'm
That's
just
true.
saying.
Yeah.
Mm.
The Hero Forge image is a little bit sanitized compared to the original monstrosity. And that's saying something.
It looks like a mechanical creature from Elden Ring.
Is the lone samurai just standing in the middle of the road like a badass?
It's what lone samurais do.
You guys went to hide. He just stood there and went, "Where are you guys going?"
I mean, Mob also knows that he's not particularly sneaky.
There is that too.
Wait,
He
is-
clinks a lot.
wait a minute. Monarch is right next to the entrance of the cave?
Yep.
Yep.
Monarch was basically standing right next to the entrance of the cave. That is correct.
Maybe I had this backwards. I thought he was coming towards the cave. I thought he was coming back to report in. Okay.
Yeah, he was running back into the cave mouth, but because of the way this particular map is set up, it doesn't. The cave mouth is at an angle. But basically, Monarch ran the whole distance from where you guys were originally, the 120 feet, to stop right in front of the cave mouth, basically in front of the guy.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I thought the guy was coming to the cave.
The guy was
yeah.
coming to the cave from a path that we don't have on this map because the description doesn't match the map because we didn't have a map.
And then I ran out in front of the guy who was going to the cave mouth.
Right.
He was very close to the cave mouth, so I just caught up to him.
Assume that there is a path that leads off this way over here, and he intercepted him in front of the cave. But we don't have that path because we didn't actually build the map.
Yeah,
Okay,
this one was
I thought he was coming from the forest. Okay, got it.
yeah, he is. It's just that the forest is off in that direction too. There's just map doesn't match for right now.
Okay.
This is just so that we can do the combat where it's kind of supposed to.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm just trying to get it right in my head. Really,
Yep.
it's the map is not a. It's
Yep.
not really.
You are good. Nope, not invisible. That's not what I want you to do.
I'm there, but I have a 22 in stealth. I rolled a 22 for my stealth check.
Stealth was not good, so I probably made noise. But I did run away.
Mob did not roll stealth at all. He didn't even try. He's just literally standing there, waiting for them to come forward.
He's just like,
And
what?
Exactly.
I had rolled a stealth check, but I don't remember what it was, so we'll use this one instead. And I should have said anything else. Okay, never mind.
You did roll a stealth check,
What?
which we can technically just go back and look.
That's true, we can.
The ogre rolled a 0.08 initiative.
Yep, because they have no bonuses.
They have a negative.
You rolled a 14 for your stealth check.
Okay, you're right. All right, I'll take a 14. Much better than a
Yeah.
5.
None of them are seeing you when they run out. Put it that way. The main person they're seeing is Mob, and they are definitely not seeing Monarch. Which at this point, I'm just feeling like Monarch kind of jumped onto the hill crest off to the side of the cave mouth.
Monarch just crouched down and is doing the best impersonation of a robed boulder.
I mean, it's a green robe, so it might be moss.
Yeah, it's a mossy.
It's a mossy. I'm a mossy
Alright.
boulder.
He does the.
So you guys are going to get a surprise round, mostly because they're going to be just running out trying to figure out where everybody is. So
They see the same line.
Sokrin is yes. Mob is clearly where he's at. He's going to do mob things like run forward. Sokrin, it is your turn.
I think this is very appropriate.
Oh no!
Nice!
Oh no!
So
Yeah, no, that's very appropriate.
Corin just pick his head out of a bush, take out his staff, looks at all these group monsters, have a massive mad grin on his face, rub his hand, and throw a massive fireball at all these enemies.
No.
All right. So yeah, you that is accurate, and in fact, this is so accurate that both of the hobgoblins have died.
No!
They did not get a chance to do anything. The hobgoblin captain is bloodied, and yeah, that's it.
I might have put a flag on my head now.
You had a flag on your head to start with. You had a drum.
Yes, I'm going to take cover behind a tree then.
You're going to go. Please don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
All right. So, Sokrin, after Sokrin, it is now Mob's turn. Let's see. Mr. Mob, how far are you away from everybody? You are 50 feet. You can, in fact, get right up to them and do nothing else. Because he is slow on the slower side.
He's charging in.
He's standing out in the open. He's not worried about that. All right. So that was Mob's turn, and next is Nathan. What is Nathan doing?
Nathan is going to see if he has any area of effect wonderfulness at the moment.
Oh, before I forget, Monarch, what did you do with the roll? Are you holding it in your hand, or did you put it away?
The scroll,
Remember that
I-
is a 3-foot long scroll.
Yeah, I've just picked it up. I don't think it would fit into any of the bags that I have right now. So I'm just holding on to it right now.
Okay.
Right.
With one arm, and then my other arm is free.
All right, so we will fix this later. For some reason, I have no artificer spells listed on this build at the moment. But you know what? It doesn't matter because we're just going to Eldritch Blast with advantage.
It's nice to have something consistent.
Yeah. We're just going to
and you
Eldritch
get to do
Blast with
two.
advantage the dude with the 2 chains. Because he's got 2 chains, and thus I'm concerned.
Mhm.
Probably wraps.
He's a grabby one.
Oh, I said wraps.
Ooh, those are nice.
That will hit. 410. And
Mhm. He is not bloodied yet.
blast the second.
He was the only one that passed his save for the.
That was the other reason. 4, 6.
Okay, and now he is bloodied.
Yeah. Suck it. And for
your
my bonus
homunculus.
advantage, for my bonus action, I'm going to tell Harold to move. He's not going to be able to get into range. I'm going to tell Harold to move to here.
Okay.
His range is only 30 feet, so he's not going to be able to do anything else yet.
Okay.
So I'm going to tell him to move there and dodge. I can tell him to do that. There we go.
Yeah, he does dodge automatically, doesn't he?
He does dodge automatically if you tell him to do nothing. If you tell him to just move, he will just move and then not dodge. Or you can tell him to move and use his action to dodge.
Gotcha. All right. So all of the ogres are at the bottom of the chain. So none of them are going yet. So it's back to Sokrin. What is Sokrin doing?
Surprise round.
I guess
Was I in the initiative order?
going to be this.
No, you are
I
not.
actually do not see you on there. So roll that for me.
I thought I did.
You probably did before this map.
Oh, that's right.
Okay. Yeah, you are after Sokrin. So after he does what he's doing right now, you'll get to do two turns.
Assuming he leaves anything left after he macro fireballs again.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So, yeah, you have, in fact, killed the captain in the back. Everything is bloodied.
I like how it was just a sharp scream that was cut off, and then these ogres come out, and then it's and then it's quiet again.
Just the delicate sound of thunder.
With no rain.
Yeah,
And the
with
smell.
Yeah,
the
that's
smell
not
of burning
Petrichor.
ogre and hobgoblin.
That's not
I know, right?
Petrichor.
All right, Billy, get 2 of them.
It's your turn, Billy. What you doing, sir?
Oh, let's see. Let's see. What am I gonna do? I'm going to go ahead and look at. I'm gonna see that one with the chains. I don't know if I want to see what he does. I think I'm going to go ahead and. I'm just gonna go with something simple, I think, and I'll go with just a quick and spell double firebolt after I go ahead and move a little bit. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh well, 4, 5, 6. And I will go ahead and try to duck into cover as I fire, as I advance in, and I pull the gun. I 2 shots at the chain guy. Let's go ahead. Let's target that dude. Attack.
I mean, if you're lucky, you'll only need 1 shot at him and 1 shot at the next guy.
Yeah. Yay!
Yep.
Damage. 8 fire.
Nice.
We're not getting to see what he does.
Nope.
Nope.
You, sir,
Ooh.
were too scary. You don't get to do anything.
Mm-hmm.
See that he's dead, and I go ahead and I take the quicken. I quicken the spell like a rotary. It's like almost like the wand itself, like spins as the second bolt goes out. All right. And let's untarget this if I change it to this dude. Fire at that man.
All right, that card I couldn't resist looking at, but that's okay because I waited until he was dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 15.
That hits.
Ogres are big dumb targets.
I'll go ahead
Yep.
and I'll apply Fury of the Small to this. That adds plus 3. So 12 total.
Now is against the
Middle
middle
one.
ogre.
Yeah,
Middle ogre, yeah.
just finishing them in a line.
All right. So now what you're gonna do for your second action there, Billy?
What? Second action. That was all
Yeah.
my actions.
Right. You did it, but you're getting. I'm giving you the ability to go twice because we skipped you for the surprise round.
Oh, right. So I go full gunslinger.
Yep.
So you're just gonna firebolt the last one.
So I just have this
I think-
mental image of this like 3-foot nothing goblin facing down 3 8-foot tall ogres and just being bang, 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 and they all fall over dead.
Chopper!
Yeah.
Funny because he's holding this crossbow and he's just like. Just fanning the hand. He probably
Oh.
throws the crossbow down and just goes.
Nice.
Um,
Alrighty. Let's see if you
Alright.
can finish off the last ogre.
oh, yeah, I
Finish
will.
him.
Since you're giving me 2 turns, I'll go ahead and use Scorching Ray first.
I was like, I
Uh,
walked up here.
Mom's just like, hey, buddy.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm here.
You walked up and then they got detonated from the tree line.
Yeah, that's true. Alright. One shot.
One
Hey,
kill.
hey.
One shot, one kill.
Roll your
Cool.
damage.
I'll apply a. Oh, I can't. Oh, wait, this is technically a different turn. I'll
It
apply
is.
Fury of the Small to that as well.
Go for it. Dead.
Yes!
Perfect damage.
The
Mhm.
single shot. The rest of the bullets just go into him, and it's just it is literally it's just and they're all dead.
Alrighty. So
That was a fun encounter. Let's do that again.
exactly. So
Tomorrow I'm a
now
bit tired now.
this is the question to the group. Are you guys going to go into the cave or are you turning around?
We might as well go in.
If
No, I'm
you're
kidding.
asking Nathan, the answer is we go in. If everyone goes Nathan, that's a dumb, then he'll only go in about 10 feet to see if he sees anything interesting within 130 feet.
Okay. There are 2 reasons why I'm asking the question. One is just plan ahead
Yep.
because it's basically 11 o'clock and
Yes.
so I'm gonna call it here. It was just you're turning back around. We can do the talky bits of you guys walking back, or if you're going to go forward, right now is a good place to stop.
I mean,
I'm
I guess we're here. We're probably going to go in.
Billy.
yeah,
Billy is.
I love
is-
this
is-
party. They
Billy
let me
doesn't
do all
believe
the
in
dumb.
retreat. I still have all my hit points, so
I do want to
I'm-
take some time to observe the scroll that I got off of the hobgoblin, though.
Yeah, you have a moment to do that because
You can do that while I rifle through the pockets of the 7 things that we just immolated in 6 seconds.
There were only 6 of them. Actually, no, you're right, because the one that we killed initially who had the scroll.
That's true.
So. You rifle through their pockets and
You just watch a boulder get up, a mossy boulder stand up, move towards the party, and unfurl a scroll and start reading it.
It was-
You find 8 coppers, 9 silvers, and 3 golds on them.
8 copper,
Okay.
9 silver, 3 gold.
Oh, that's
It-
where you were.
It was good that you ducked down because that way you were out of the line of fire.
It's a good hiding spot.
I did not realize that if I were to be standing still, I would no longer be standing. Good job.
All right.
Wow.
So you unroll the giant piece of parchment. The parchment is 3 feet by 4 feet when it's unrolled. In a large scroll, you read the words, "Warlord Rel, this is the last of your ogres promised. Keep getting supplies and information, and I may be convinced to send more. I await your next shipment. M."
Okay.
I think this one just got returned to sender.
Question. Actually, never mind. I'll go ahead and ask that.
I had to go to another map to read that one because I fully expected him to actually make it into the cave. Wow, I should never have done that.
He should have been able to, but I mean, you know, we had a Mach 1 hippo on the team. So
Yeah, you had a Mach 1 hippo, and then you just dumped a lot of spells in one spot.
it wasn't a lot of spells. It was only like 5. It's just
It
2
was
of them
2
were fireballs.
Yeah, there were 2 very large spells for your level. That was merely what I was pointing out.
Sokaran decided that he wanted the win on that one, and he got it.
You won. You definitely won.
You definitely did. I'm
It's
not
not,
saying you didn't.
yeah, it's not every day that you have all the enemy packed neatly and that did not have any time to fan out.
Yep.
You
I
had them
mean-
served to you on a dinner plate. You are
This
correct.
session came full circle from the fun fact where you're like, I just cast my first fireball in 5e,
Yay!
and you're like, I want more.
Exactly.
Unlimited power.
This is why you don't do fireballs, kids. Look at what happened. He was a mild-mannered drummer, and he cast 1 fireball last time, and now this time he needed to cast 2 back-to-back.
I just like to imagine he just hits his drum each time.
He needs 2 levels of fighter and
Always remember, when you're making a 5th level character, you're making a 3rd level character with second wind.
All right.
Any game that you ever join that starts at 5th level, you're not making a 5th level character, you're making a 3rd level character with second wind.
Alrighty. So, I hope you guys have enjoyed dealing with your ogres and hobgoblins so far.
More than they've enjoyed dealing with us.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Because, most of none of them so far are around to tell you if they did or not. So you could just assume that they didn't.
I'm going to assume that they're enjoying the lovely nap that we've allowed all of them to take.
I'll be pretty
Right.
conservative with the rest of my spell slots.
Do
But
remember to check off all of the spells you actually used, because that might be important in the near
yeah, I've been keeping up with it.
We'll be
pretty,
fine.
Looking pretty low, but for the most part, this character is pretty good on that.
Thank you for dealing with the easy encounters.
Out of
We'll be
curiosity,
fine. What could go wrong?
Bob.
I still have all my first level spells, and I think I
I'll
have
have a drum.
all my second level spells.
Yeah, because since the long, you are a sorcerer, so you used grease in the last combat as well. Remember?
Yes, yeah, I remember, but I also used 2 mage armor, but I used Arcane Recovery to
Nice.
Oh, right, you did.
get 3 level 1 spell back.
You did.
Nice.
That you did. I absolutely forgot about that.
Bob. Is it at all possible for you to hide this inside of your armor? I'm talking about the scroll.
No, I got a bag.
No, I can't. It would be like me trying to hide the scroll inside of you.
That's fair and also understandable why. I figured I'd ask. So it's basically as if your armor is filled with something. All right. I apologize for
So
assuming.
we'll go with that. It's not 100% accurate, but yes, I'd rather not put anything inside the armor.
But yes, we have a bag. All right, I'll put the
My
scroll.
skin. I would like to keep things not in my skin that are not supposed to be there.
I agree and understand. So I'll roll up the scroll and I'll put it in the bag.
You guys can fit the bag, the scroll into the bag of holding. You do not hear anything coming from inside the cave.
Because everything else is wiser than these guys.
Very possible.
It was I assume that everybody read the scroll together because we had the time to. Basically, it was addressed to a quote-unquote warlord. It was about a deal sending ogres over to pillage, and that if they brought enough offerings, they would potentially get more ogres. So potentially, there's more stuff inside the cave. Potentially, if we can find someone alive, I say glancing over at the charred corpses, we might be able to get them to lead us to wherever this M is.
Or perhaps
Yeah,
even if we
I
manage
agree.
to capture anyone and bring anyone back, they may be able to get more information.
Yeah, that is the. I just showed you guys the gist of the letter. I'll make it so
It's
you guys
written
can
in
look
Goblin, so I couldn't have even read it.
at it. Hey, you're right, but there is someone here who knows Goblin.
Ah, true.
Good thing.
M written in
All right,
Goblin.
there we go.
Oh, it was written by Morden. That's who.
That makes sense.
At least
Alrighty.
M should not be the leech because its name was Alaric. Or something
Alaric.
like that.
Yep.
Right.
And then Dalton, so it's not Dalton either.
So we're on a whole new alphabet letter.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you've officially gone past, D and have gone straight to M.
Yay!
I mean, D was destruction, which we did here.
Right, and A is for, annihilation.
Acceleration.
Well, no, it's annihilation in his case.
True.
I mean, he's Lich. I mean, Liches always annihilate things, right?
Oh, that
They
should be our
probably-
name.
They like their.
Sometimes they animate things.
Oh, animate. Nice.
That is also fair.
We should be called the A team. No.
I mean, there are enough A's in Nathaniel's name to make an entire A-team bond.
There's enough everything in my name. All right. Well, I think this is pretty much a wrap up. So everybody in chat, who would you vote for the free fate point? Do you want to give it to Billy/Kane? Do you want to give it to Sokaran/Sycorax? Do you want to give it to Monarch/Miner? Or do you want to give it to me/me?
Yes, give it to me. Fan the Hammer and Warp Speed Hippo. Oh my god. We're just
I
gonna
mean-
have to start painting Monarch in red.
Right.
This is a threat. He has a picture of a hippo pinned on his board.
with jet engines in the back.
Aviator goggles. It's just like it's Murray from Sly Cooper now.
It's Hippo, the Rocketeer.
Yeah. If Monarch gets turned into an artificer, I'm making him a jetpack.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Jetpack. It's awesome. Makes sense.
Uh,
All
So
right.
I would absolutely put my 2 cents in for, Fan the Hammer Billy.
All right. Well, then that puts us back
Thank
at
you.
tied again because Sycorax just put one in for,
Fastest Hippo. Yep.
fastest Hippo this side of the river.
Yeah, the aggressive hippo was great. There was a lot of good interactions. The double fireball.
A double fireball was awesome.
So double fireball was great.
This is what surprise fireballs do. They make a second fireball.
I was like,
Yeah.
you gave the wizard surprise round? Oh no.
Right?
There should be a meme for that one.
There you go.
So that's going to be one for each then? Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. I just figured I'd throw a point in and do one for each. That way,
All right.
We just
I
got
use
our,
I use my channel
fate-
points.
We used our fate points this game, and we just got them back at the end of it.
That's
Sometimes
the way
that
they work.
happens. I mean, you look at Light and Darkness. Like we have one person that was at like 14 of them at one point.
Yep.
Oh my god, really?
Yeah, we
She,
have
she's just saving them up for when we fight devils. And then she'll
Pretty
just
much.
use them all for extra attacks.
because she's gonna go all berserk.
Once per round, an extra attack. And if any attacks miss, she'll roll for a reroll. And she'll go through those 12 in probably 5 rounds tops. And she'll just be like, nope, everything dies.
Nope,
Alright.
everything dies.
That's the list of names I have so far.
I choose
Thank you.
death.
For them.
I woke up today and I chose violence.
She does. She really does.
Adaya absolutely is. I woke up today and I chose anger management and violence.
She woke
and-
up today and
yeah.
chose vengeance. That's all there is.
Exactly.
Righteous anger.
You caused me to lose my wings because you guys couldn't play by the rules. Now I have to make you pay for this.
Yep. Okie doke. Well, I think that's going to be it for tonight. Obviously, this campaign will not occur next week because next week will be Thanksgiving,
Turkey Day.
which oddly enough will be when this episode airs, I think, or it'll air the week after that. Either one. However, everybody, happy Turkey Day if you haven't had it yet, or happy Turkey Day next year if it's already passed. Whichever. I don't care. But I would like to thank More Than 56 for running an awesome game. I'd like to thank Kane and Sycorax and Miner for playing with us this week. Hi, Fred. No, you just got here. YouTube.com/Second Class Elitist. You can get caught up with all the campaigns or watch the VOD as soon as we're done or show up earlier. I can't help that. But everybody, thank you very much for watching, and thank you everybody for hanging out and for being here and doing all the stuff and things. This Saturday's session we will not be having, so we won't have the Dragonheim campaign this week. We will have Spelljammer on Sunday, Light and Darkness on Tuesday, off on Thursday, and then back with Drakenheim on Saturday, and Spelljammer on Sunday. So, with that, we wave you all good day. Have a great night, everybody. Bye.
Bye.
You can't see me doing
Morton,
my
wave.
crazy wave.
Morton, wave.
Bye-bye.
Oh, Morton can't wave. Ha 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 ha.